Gotta show him I can still rap though. Now I'm in the game, I was on the bench. First I was renting, now I'm collecting rent. Run it up. First it with the Beamer, now I want the Benz. Spending all the back like here I go again. Outside says the chirp, now the camera phone. Told you I'ma make, keep the channels on. Why you acting different when the camera's on? Why you acting different like your paper long? 8 day wake up and I thank God. Bad decision got you wishing you could say nah. My city gritty, you could get hit any day now. On my mama, I'ma move my friendly way out. With some 20s, 50s, hundreds, thousands, millions, billions, trillions, zillions. I'm talking Amazon money, talking so much money I could mess around and buy Amazon. I been winning, I'm like, why me? I heard these labels wanna buy me. I don't need you, boo, I style me. I roll G's and they grind me. Now I'm on my game, nothing is the same. Who am I to blame? Money made me change. Cardi in my rain when I'm switching lanes. Money in the carry on them Boeing planes. Money in the carry on them Boeing planes. Now I got a buck for all those rainy days. Ain't have a day off in like 80 days. I got hustles in like 80 ways. Kids if he won't take a lazy day. Wifey on me told me take a break. I keep going to the paper straight. Then it's trips out to Montego Bay. If I take the job, bet I'll get it done. I said it before, I'm a 101. I just caught some ones, only wearing ones. Fornicate the funds, money made me come. Diamonds on your neck, bet they on your neck. You want that watch, you better rock it tech. You want that chain, you better cop a vest. You want the check, but can you make it stretch? Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck, country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm backed up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack up. Only buying car to get tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault. I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter in the air, pure gasoline. I see the news, see what you read. Change gotta come, put that on me and watch me educate. Yeah, we been, could've started, but it's never late. Do it for my kids, yeah, let's set it straight. Do it for your kids, gotta set it straight. It's time to regulate. We need change now. We need solo, we need EV in the game now. Make it changes so the earth we know can stay around. Make it change cause we had no time for playing around. Let's quit the playing around. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, work as a team. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, we going green.
It's like fucking Xbox throws a fucking bullshit jab in chat all the time, and I'm like, didn't we beat you twice?
Wow. Talking about my bullshit jabs, but guys, you gotta say what's up to the chat. What is going on, everybody? That is right. Next podcast is live. We do exist, people. We didn't go anywhere. All right, we were off. I guess you could say for the holidays, but we are back now. We are live and we are ready to talk all the gaming news. We're gonna do kind of like a look back and a look forward tonight. I do have a lighter panel, a little bit less people, which means we might be able to get more kind of like thoughts, kind of like out there fully or whatnot. I think it's going to be a great show. I am excited. And one thing one thing right off the bat I want to tell you guys is you need to listen to Xbot because Gran Turismo 7, I tried to tell you guys, the reason why it looks so crappy when it's not in cockpit view is because they put everything into cockpit view for PlayStation VR, and now we know that is absolutely true. I love seeing when stuff I say actually come to fruition. And I did say fruition for Crispy, who is not here tonight. But let's talk about who is here. Let's get into the intros and starting with my homie. Love him to death. He's been here for a while now. Unfortunately, the only downside is he is a Cowboys fan, but he is my brother.
Yeah, it's a
to
big
the
downside.
end. It is Predator H2O. Predator, what is up, bro?
Okay, man. Y'all keep hating on my Cowboys. One day, before you all die, we're gonna win the Super Bowl. And half of your teams have not won one.
I don't understand.
Okay.
I don't understand how I have so many friends. I'm a Giants fan. I have so many friends that are Cowboys fans. I don't understand why or how that happens. Is it just
Because you know why? They're all bandwagoners. That's why.
We can't bandwagon on a team always losing. You bandwagon on the winning team. The team that's winning Super Bowls, like the Rams, like you just jumped on this past week.
Okay.
Mr. I want to be K Mega.
Yo, Fred,
Raiders fan.
they're asking if you live in a cave. I'm not hearing anything kind of like tinny or anything like that, man. But
Me living in the cave?
yeah. I don't know
Maybe
if
it's
they're
your
saying that from
audio.
your sound. I took off the.
I actually heard the echo in the pre thing too. So
Really?
Maybe they need
Yeah.
maybe they need to take the dick out of their ears and then. They don't
Wow. Wow. I do not suggest or condone.
He's like, I do not condone this.
I do not suggest or condone sticking penises in your ears, people. Okay? If we're gonna go left, man, we're gonna go left tonight. That is what
right?
it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When's the last time you had a penis in your ear?
Never. Why is it picking up everything?
It is picking up a lot of stuff, man.
That is so weird. But like my audio input, I have audio input capture, audio output capture. Output is supposed to.
You haven't done this. You haven't done this show in like 3 weeks, so maybe that's why things fucked up right now.
Cut by some slack, all right? He hasn't done this in a while, all right?
I'm messing with the levels here. I'm messing with the levels, guys.
He had to put his training wheels back on.
Let me know if
Okay.
it gets any better. Yo,
Yeah.
because
With my headset, so we'll see.
all right, guys. Well, Predator is here, and next on the list, man, I had to put out the dark signal. When it came down to it, we do have K Mega who went through his procedure. He's actually doing a lot better. I'm hearing he has plans of getting back into the gaming community, kind of like public forum, next week. When you go for a penis enlargement, you're gonna be sore for a while, and you're just not gonna want to talk to people. And I think that's what he's going through right now. But
Right now for the swelling still there. Once
it's it would be like, what did I pay for? What did you?
He's like, oh my god, this is mad. What happened? Swelling goes down. Like, oh man, I'm back on Christmas level again.
Oh!
Oh, dang.
Oh, in typical Next Podcast fashion, when they are not here, we will
They get talk shit about.
we will talk that shit, bro. We will talk that shit. But yo, Dark, it's good to have you back on, man. And this is a good episode for you to be on. I'm pretty sure you looked at the topics, seeing how we're looking back at 2022, kind of like what we think we're gonna remember 2022, with. And then, of course, looking forward to 2023. I have a feeling you like these types of shows where the topic's kind of open-ended and you can really put your opinion in there and put it out there. All right.
I really do. But yeah, man, I'm happy to be here, dude. And it's been a while. I know I've been kind of like waiting for another podcast. I was gonna do it last week, but since everybody else was kind of like, well, we're busy doing other things, I was like, all right, well then I'll just wait to see what Bot has to say.
See, when
And
you
then just
say
like, I'm
we're
just gonna-
when you say we're busy doing other things, in my mind that translates to "fuck you, Xbot." That's what it says, pretty
Well,
much.
that's because you know you give everybody a tone when you're
Yeah,
fucking DMing us.
guys,
And-
guys, I give according to Dark Optimus in the next podcast DM, I have a tone when I type
do.
words. There's a tone, and he says it's a pretty kind of like pretty aggressive,
It is.
negative, kind of
Very
like
aggressive.
dictatorship type tone that I
Very
see.
dictatorship.
I seem to set in the DM. I have no idea what he's talking about,
Well,
man.
when you say, "What the fuck, bitch? Why don't you guys have a show this week?" That's
Dude,
kind of setting the tone.
I never said that though. I never ever
You did, but you
said.
did,
I never said that out loud.
You didn't say it out loud, but we knew what you were thinking. We were like, yeah, he's thinking, fuck you guys. That's
Maybe if
you
he
know.
reads his fucking DMs and he'll see that people aren't showing up to the show a week prior. You know,
Right, exactly.
I'm gonna
maybe
try.
like,
I'm gonna try something when it comes to the sound here. I want to see comments on here. Go ahead, Predator. Say something real quick.
say something real quick.
See, I'm gonna be really loud, and you're gonna be really low.
Calm
Yo,
yourself down. How about that?
no, but it's only going through one input right now, so I'm trying.
Why don't you just talk a little song? How about that?
I can't do. I
See? So
can't.
now you're talking aggressive and you're typing aggressive.
Is it my is it my tone?
He just freaking tone, man, all the time.
All the time. Okay. I guess I have a tone, guys. It said it's good now. Oh my goodness! Have I fixed the audio? That would be insanity. It would be.
You're so proud of that.
It would be like 7 years in the making. That would be.
You're so proud of it, but you don't get paid to do it. So it's like, what's the point? You know?
Hold on. Yeah, I don't.
No, I have.
I mean, I kind of get paid. I mean, not a lot at all, but you know, there's some monetary in there somewhere, dude. And, you know what's funny? You talk about monetary, and one of the weirdest things to me in the gaming community is how many people try to say that they don't do this like for money. And that's a weird thing for me.
Always bullshit.
Yo, for real.
I feel like it's just bullshit. Just like they just say that just so then they make themselves look like they're, you know, more humble than they really are.
Like
But
Dark, when it comes to me, like I love talking about games. Yo, you've been in a party with me. You've been in parties with me, stuff like that. And we will talk, and we will talk about games. We'll talk about sports. We'll talk about everything. I am a talker. But at the end of the day, like the way I look at it is I'm not gonna change myself for money when it comes to this channel. But to say that, like, at the end of the day,
like that's what makes a lot of these people ungenuine, right? Is because they change themselves for the money instead of actually being who they really are. Or some of them change themselves to be to seem humble, but they're really not. They're actually just pieces of shit.
wow. Well, like it was just something I was actually going to bring it up on the show at some point in time within these weeks that we have missed and stuff.
I'll do it. I'll give you my cash.
But yet, see,
I'll take that money.
like for people who say that there is no monetary motivation,
At least Fred is honest, right? Like Fred is
I'll
actually
take your money.
honest about it.
guys. All right.
Other people are.
Put it this way in the chat. All right, check this out, guys. If they're not in it for money, like as part of their reasoning, they can always turn off monetization. They can turn it off.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah, a bunch of people saying that they're in this, but not for the money. They're just in it for the love and stuff. But yet, when it comes to every live show or every video that they make sure that the monetization is on for all that shit. right
I
there.
mean, if you're good at something, why do it for free, right?
I do it for free, yeah. I mean, I'm not mad at them, but like, it's like, okay, it's the ones that you can tell. Like, you got like 500 subs. You're in it for money at that point because you're still trying to establish yourself. But like, you got like 1.2 billion subs. You're definitely doing this job.
Yeah.
This is your job.
Right.
Well,
like,
dude,
you're doing it to get paid. But like some people, like, I think that's what a lot of people start off thinking. Like, I'm gonna make all this money doing podcasts and stuff, and then like no one's doing shit for them, and they're making like some chump change. Make $100 here and there, and to them it's for the money. Because they're not there yet. But if they ever blew up and became popular and started making a lot of cash, they're and you can tell because they start doing things to get subs that discredit themselves. They start they start doing shit like just for the clicks, for like for that
Exactly.
attention. That's how you know they're doing it for money. They're not being real, true to themselves. I don't have a problem with somebody doing something to get paid for it, but when you start changing,
if you're on YouTube, that's always part of the equation. If you are turning on monetization for your videos and your live shows, it's part of the equation. So I don't know why you would step away from that or hide it. It's a part of it doesn't have to be the main reason why you're doing it, but to say that it's no reason.
Because it's fun. However, I'm getting paid.
Exactly.
I'm good at it. But don't say you're not getting money when you're getting money.
Thank you, Craig.
Right. Exactly.
You're making comments and starting YouTube videos and being like trashy to get the clicks to get the money. Then, you can tell.
Mm-hmm.
You see people you see them switching those stranger tides. Whichever way the fucking mood swings, just to kind of get that attention. And in a couple of years ago, it was all anti-Xbox shit would get you clicks.
Absolutely, yeah.
And everybody jumped on that bandwagon for a little bit. Oh, Xbox is doing this. What a piece of shit. They're garbage. Click on my video. And they were saying shit. They were making false statements. They weren't doing research on the shit they were posting. When I actually did have a podcast, my shit was thorough to the fucking point, and I was speaking truth. And that was most of the time I was talking about shit I knew about, shit I saw happening, or I saw coming up. You know how I used to predict shit that actually would happen. Years later, I'm like, "It's gonna happen." You wait, then it would happen. But there's people who were out there and they're doing podcasts just to say, "I want these clicks. I'm gonna make this clickbaity ass fucking title." I'm not pointing anybody out that we know, but they'll make these clickbaity ass fucking titles to get people to click on it and get those views and get those.
Well, the problem with a lot of that is because that's what people like, right?
Yeah.
People fall for that shit because exactly.
That's another thing. That's another thing, Dark.
They just fall for it.
That's another thing, man. People are like, yeah, why can't you just talk about games? Just talk about the games and stuff like that. Yeah. But then you look at
do that, then you don't get very many views.
Exactly.
Views here and there. So it's like what do? You either go with the flow or you just try to do your own thing. But if you try to do your own thing, there is a potential that people won't watch your stuff because of the fact that you're talking about games all the time. You're not console warring. Console warring is the thing that people gravitate towards, even though people always say all the time, "So sick of the console war. I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of that." It happens.
Yo, Dark. On the real, I had a podcast on this channel that was strictly Xbox, and I wasn't even allowing.
Yeah.
I was not even allowing people in the chat to say anything PlayStation.
About PlayStation.
Yeah. And dude, when we first started, it was really good, and it started growing. But then after a while, without like the kind of like console war and fanboy rhetoric and stuff like that, like it started dipping down. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because people want that stuff, even though they don't want to admit that they want.
I think this is a Just the Facts episode of Next Podcast Tonight. I have a feeling the way we started, that's what's going on. So, with that being said, man, let's get into the topics, guys. And we're not going to push forward until we look back. All right, I have a feeling. I think we need to look back first before we look at the road ahead of us. So let's go back into 2022. You know what? I'm gonna go with you, Dark, first on this one because when it's all said and done, it seems like every year it it's kind of like either personal or within a community or whatever. Like that year is kind of like known for something when it comes to like the gaming community, game systems, stuff like that. So, Dark, 2022. What what do you think it's going to go down for? What do you think it's going to be known for when it comes to Dark Optimus? When you think 2022 in the future, what do you think you're going to fall back on? On like, oh, this is what happened. This is what I remember. This was kind of like the highlight of that year.
I think for me the highlight probably be, and I know a lot of people are sick and tired of hearing it, but it'll be the Activision Blizzard deal, right? That's because this whole year, that's what people have been talking.
Even though it's not completed.
Even though we have, yeah, even though it's not completed, even though we have so many games that we have that we have to play that we had to play this year that were like just fantastic games. It's always going to come down to that, and probably people are going to remember only one game out of this year, and that's Elden Ring. That's the only thing people will remember about this year.
The most awarded game.
and Elden Ring. That's it. That's all people will remember because the rest of the year it was good, but it wasn't great, right? It wasn't a great year for gaming. It was kind of a good year. There were some good games. There were some really top-notch games, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if we look back at it, what games really stood out to a lot of people? Elden Ring, and then that was about it, right? Elden Ring was the biggest.
Elden Ring, God of War. God of War. It was towards the end of. I mean, let's be honest. God of War.
Kind of.
It's there,
but only when it came out. Only when it came out. That's
it
when
did die
like,
pretty quick, bro. It did die pretty quick.
It died fairly quick. Yes, it did. Elden Ring was talked about the whole year. God of War.
Oh yeah.
God of War died as quick as Predator played it. That's how quick it died.
And Elden Ring is still being talked about to this day. People are still talking about it.
Dude, I'm still seeing game clips on Twitter.
And dude, I see game clips all the time for that. Even though it wasn't something that I was, I enjoyed. I didn't really enjoy Elden Ring as much as I thought I was going to. I can respect that the game did very well and that people really did enjoy it. So, it's going to be that, and it's going to be that Activision Blizzard deal. Everybody's
okay.
That's what 2022 is going to be known for, and hopefully, 2023 is known for something else besides that type of stuff. Hopefully, it's more than one game. Hopefully, it's more than this Activision Blizzard deal. But who knows until that deal is finalized. It'll still be mentioned somehow. Until it's finalized.
See, Dark, it's interesting. It's interesting that you shared what you thought. When it comes to 2022, because for me, it's not even that. And I'm gonna hold off on that. I want to hear what you guys say first, and then I'm gonna let you guys know, and I'm gonna let you pick what my thoughts apart if you want to. All right, but before we do that, I do have a couple members that said a couple things in the chat, and of course, we do have a super chat, people. Yes, the super chat does indeed work. But let's go to the members first. So shout out to our brother Mizzle. It is always good to see you. It's always good to see you in the chat. You are here all the time, and you are a huge supporter of the channel, of the show. He says, dude, Happy New Year. He's like, I was starting to wonder if you were coming back. Thursdays have been boring. Ready for next 2023. Yo, shout out to you, brother, man. Thank you so much for the support. So hopefully we can entertain you tonight. I think we're off to a good start, though. I really do. Yo, shout out to Sir X-Man, who has been a member for 7 months. You're getting close to a year, bro. He says, Xbox, you talk too much, homeboy. You never shut up. That is true. I even talk in my sleep, brother. I even talk in my sleep. And shout out to Drawn TJ hitting up that super chat, letting everybody know that it works. He says, hi, Xbot. Everyone hit the like button. And you know what? I got to agree with him, man. He is talking sense, nothing but facts. And I think everybody needs to hit that thumbs up. But other than that, let's go to Pred. Now, Pred, you heard the question. I'm bringing it over to you. 2022, man. Looking back at it, right? You asked me to repeat. I'm going to repeat it. As Sir X-Man said,
I want to make sure I answer.
as Sir X-Man said, I talk too much, man. You're just giving me an avenue to talk more right now. So, 2022, looking back, dude, in your mind, in Predator's mind, what is 2022 gonna be known for when it comes to gaming? Like, when you look back at 2022, you're like, oh, it's this, or this, man. What is it gonna be known for you?
It's gonna be both Elden Ring and God of War. Just because those were the 2 biggest games that came out this year. I mean, Microsoft didn't do anything, so I mean, like, I think if you're thinking about just games in general, it's gonna be those 2 games. Those are the 2 big blockbusters that came out this year or last year.
Well, it doesn't necessarily. I mean, it's got to be a part of gaming, but it doesn't necessarily have to be like you don't have to pick a game or 2 games or whatever. But like when you look back, like let me give you the example. Let me share with you what I think about when it comes to 2022. Every time I look back at 2022, I am gonna be like, damn, how did Xbox continue to grow when their first party and second party deals pretty much got delayed the entire year, but yet Game Pass flourished?
Yeah, that's what I was going to go to next. I knew you were about to say that too. But like,
that's my whole thing. Like that, I'm blown away by that, bro.
And like, people are discrediting Game Pass being viable, but it's been showing nothing but growth since it became a thing. I know people kind of like sniffed at it in the beginning, but as they started getting used to it, like they're like, okay, this is good. Especially like, and it's crazy. Like, it seems like every time they put a game, not every time, I'm gonna say it that way. There's been a few titles that hit Game Pass that were fucking hits, like Outriders when it came out on Game Pass, fucking hit. Everybody fucking played that shit. And it kind of fell to the wayside. You know, and I think they ended up having a paid DLC after the fact. And I don't know if anybody got
They
it.
did, yeah.
But in the initial stages, what the fuck was everybody talking about? Outriders. What was everybody talking about? I think that was the previous year. I think it was 2021. And this year, I think what's the fucking game we were just talking about last podcast we actually did?
High on Life.
Fucking guns. High on Life. Yeah. That was the talk of the town. It has probably been some other stuff in between.
Dude, like, hold on. Yo, High on Life, Vampire Survivors, was it Plague Tale Requiem?
Yes.
Like they stopped, even though it wasn't first party, they really stocked Game Pass, and it you know with bigger budget titles and like the smaller indie titles, and it just it was a big mix.
I didn't want to get into the first party stuff. I was really just talking about the third party stuff, second party, whatever. Like, those games hit, and like there were a couple of titles that went in there that, like, you know, it were talked about, won awards, or at least nominated for them. That were really good games that, you know, that just came included with our subscription. And like, we used to kind of like talk about like games with gold and games we're getting free that were older titles. We're getting brand new titles in Game Pass that have never been played before. We're not getting old shit put in there. We're getting brand new shit in there. And so like, and it's like it's stuff, and it's stuff that like when games with gold, some of those titles will come out. I either played them already, never wanted to play them, or I was like, okay, I'll try. just because it's there. And now with Game Pass, there's titles coming in there that like I want to play. Like I want to try them out. I want to finish, and this is included in my subscription. So like, I think with the Game Pass aspect of it, it's just like, then like you were saying a second ago, like Microsoft being able to continuously, despite them being behind the console sales, which isn't a thing to me anymore, like they're keeping people engaged in gaming by using Game Pass. And like a lot of people don't understand that. It's like because we used to have those gaps before Game Pass, before games with gold. Like people were really frugal with their money. They didn't want to spend $60 on a game they weren't sure about. So they'd be like, I'll wait till it goes on sale. Right? Or wait till it comes to the games with gold. If that was even a thing back then. We would typically just wait or just not buy it at all, or play it at all. And you have a small group of people. You would have to be like, I'm gonna let you play it. I'm gonna watch somebody play it on YouTube before I actually get involved in that game because I want to make sure it's something I want to buy. But with Game Pass, you don't have to wait.
You just try it out.
And play it, and it's there. Like you have to spend any extra. You have to spend $60 on it. Comes included with the subscription that you're gonna spend per year on some raggedy ass game you don't like any fucking. If you think about it that way, you're gonna buy unless you're just buying the same shit every year. Madden, Call of Duty, NBA 2K.
Oh, I love NBA 2K. Love it.
Or whatever NBA game you want to play. Whatever sports title that comes out annually, and then throw like 2 games in there. Add that up, and that's what you're spending per year. Now, add that up, and then add up an extra game that's going to be garbage that you not even sure about. That ends up being garbage you wasted money on, and that's what that Game Pass is. But it's not giving you that one garbage game. It's giving you a library of a bunch of other games, and you're going to find at least 6 of them that you want to play. That makes it worth it. That alone makes it worth having. Even if you don't want to play them, they're giving you titles that are first party, day and date. If you didn't like Halo and you had Game Pass, you didn't at least try it. You were fucking.
Yeah, why not? Why not at least try it? Yeah.
Why not? You've bought the subscription for it already. Just try it.
You paid for it. It might have been a crazy discount, but you're paying for it. You might as well try it out, right?
Already paid for it. Like you've already paid for Halo. You've already paid for Valve when it comes out. You've already paid for Death Stranding, which is in there. Like you've already paid for these titles, and they're coming included in Game Pass. And if you've never played them, never at least tried them, just based on the fact that you're paying for the subscription, you're losing. That's on you. If you can't like Game Pass, that's a you problem. I'm gonna use Mooch's analogy there. That's a you problem. Like it's there for you to take and play and try. So would you rather spend $60 now 70? Seems like something to trend. $70 in a game that you're not sure about and sell it back for $35 at GameStop, or would you rather just spend that same amount of money on first party titles day and day and get all of them? You know what I'm saying? So it does. I don't understand some people's mentality sometimes. They talk shit about Game Pass. Like, dude, if you had this on your console of choice, whether it's Nintendo, fucking Steam, or PlayStation 5, if you were paying $60 for a subscription to get every fucking first party title in their day and date, why are you complaining?
Yeah.
It just happens. It happens to be on Xbox, not on this choice, and that's your problem.
Well,
so,
when
you're absolutely correct. Game Pass was like, you can add that in the mix too for the conversation. It was talked about in 2022.
Yeah, I think for me that's gonna be kind of like the thing that I really remember. Yeah, definitely. My first kind of like Souls game.
Do you mind if I interject a little bit?
Go ahead, bro.
I see where you're saying, Bot. And I agree. I think a lot of games that came out this year that went to Game Pass, a lot of people I don't think would have bought them. Like I think like Plague Tale Requiem, I don't think people would have bought it. Like
Vampire Survivors.
Vampire Survivor, people wouldn't have bought it. Like High on Life, I honestly think High on Life is probably the best example of it. It's a game that I think a lot of people probably wouldn't have bought if it wasn't on Game Pass. And since it was on Game Pass, they didn't have to buy it. But then when when they did try it out, some of them did buy it because it was on Game Pass and they loved it. And they thought, you know what, I kind of want to own this game.
Dark,
So,
real quick,
they're-
when it
yeah, go
comes
ahead.
when it comes to High on Life, man, I hear what you're saying, and I that's an interesting game to me. I think if it wasn't going into Game Pass, they would have had to really market how
Oh,
it was the
sure.
creator of Rick and Morty. That would be the main theme in their marketing. Yeah, the creator of Rick and Morty is making a video game, but they didn't really have to do that with Game Pass because people who are sub to it can just check it out, like Pred was saying.
Exactly. Exactly. So it was just, I think, a lot of people give Game Pass a a cold shoulder for some reason. I don't know why. I personally don't use Game Pass because I like owning games and stuff like that. But I just personally don't have a reason to own Game Pass at all.
You can do both, right?
Yeah, I can do both. I know.
Okay. Still
I know. No, I know. I know. I just have my set my old man ways.
Wait, wait a minute. Wait. I don't understand.
Ah.
Thanks for that, Brett.
All right, but real quick, shout out to the chat, guys. While we're talking about this, like I've seen a couple people throw in kind of like their thoughts. Dennis Haas says 2022, the year of delays. At least on Xbox side, I definitely agree with you. Their two big hitting like first parties were delayed, and then two of their second parties, because of what is going on in the world, was delayed as well. So I can definitely see that. Not on, I wouldn't say on PlayStation side for 2022. PlayStation's year of delays was 2021. You know what I'm saying? They really like pretty much the majority of stuff that came out on PlayStation in 2022 was supposed to come out in 2021. So,
Right. And that's the thing, like the Xbox with the Xbox stuff, like the reason why those games were delayed is because they just weren't ready for them. Like they 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 have this realization that these games have to be fantastic, right? Like they know that these games have to be on point in order for them to generate a mass audience of people to play these games. So they know what they have to do in order to get these games to that point. So that's why they delayed a lot of that stuff, which is good.
Well,
delays aren't bad.
Well, if you look at it,
especially, they thought that delays were bad for some reason. I don't know why.
If you look at it, it's been a really long time since Bethesda actually delayed a game as well. You know what I'm saying? So there was something there. There was either something that they could add, and they really wanted to add it. So they're like, all right, we can't release this right now, or there was something that they're like, all right, we got to get this straightened out before it ships. And I'm hoping that when Starfield does come out, like it's one of the smoothest games on release. Not one of those games that it feels incomplete when you play it day one and you're like, and they're like, oh, we're working on patches for this, and this. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm hoping that Starfield, it's like, oh, well, you don't have to worry about patches or anything like that. It's straight, it's smooth, everything works, everything runs. That's what I'm hoping for, man. I'm tired of seeing.
We're all kind of hoping for that, but that's the thing with games, right? There's just always going to be something.
Games now, yeah.
That's just going to be off about it. Not saying that's going to be the bad thing, because it's not going to be a bad thing. I don't think that game's going to have the launch of the old Bethesda, right? Like how old Bethesda kind of had their buggy games and stuff like that. I don't think this game's gonna have that. I think the game's gonna be definitely a must play type of game this year, and hopefully I'm right about that. If I'm not, then sorry.
Hold on, I got to address somebody in the chat real quick. Yo, shout out to Andrew Wilkins, bro. It is good to see you in the chat, man, and you are definitely sharing your opinion. I see somebody talking about. I don't know if you brought up resistance or whatnot, but like you're talking about factions, and that's still not out here yet. There was something I wanted to comment.
Well, apparently,
Oh,
Factions is coming in 2023. That's why he's probably mentioning it.
I can't wait to see if people got to pay for it, because that's the bet between
Like,
me.
that's the most interesting thing, right? Is it, are people going to pay for it?
Well, that was the bet between me and K Mega, and there's a game at stake for it. It's been a while. It's been a couple of years. You know what I'm saying? But like we have this bet when it comes to factions. He says it's gonna be free. He said it was gonna like be a free addition to the game, even if they bring it out as a game as a service and it's free to play. I'll give it to him. All right, because he said free. You know what I'm saying? And I said that they're going to charge people kind of like again for a part of a game that, you know, its previous iteration, it had the multiplayer and the single player together, but this iteration, you know what I'm saying? They did the single player, and I feel like they're going to charge people for the multiplayer as well. That's the bet. I don't know if people realize, anybody who's been watching the show for a while, you should know that is the bet between me and K Mega from like what, two years ago, maybe something like that, and it's still going on. It's still going on to this day.
Isn't that crazy? Like, you guys made a bet like 2 or 3 years ago. Still, that game
But
still has-
isn't that Xbot and K Mega though? Like, you think about it, like if we make a bet until it's finalized, until something is done, it comes out and we get our answers or whatever, the bet still exists, and we will still bring it up to each other every once in a while. Like, yo, we still got that bet going, bro. I mean, it's a new game. Come on, man. I'm down to get a new game. But yeah, 2022 is, to me, it's been really weird. You know what I'm saying? Again, on PlayStation side, a bunch of their games that came out were actually delayed from 2021. Now we're going into 2023, and with Xbox, there's at least what, 2 first party games, right? That are delayed coming out in 2023. So I'm not going to ignore the fact that they were delayed for anybody. I'm not just going to be like, oh, like people are just going to go fucking crazy and stuff like that. Like, yeah, no, they were delayed to this year. But it's interesting, man. We gotta kind of look forward to 2023 now, because rumors are starting to swirl. I know there was something that I said months ago, and people laughed at me when I was talking about games that were coming out for Xbox, right? And of course, I did talk about Forza Motorsport. I said Starfield. I said Redfall. I said Hellblade 2 in the beginning. I said Hellblade 2, and people were like, oh, no. They thought that was ridiculous. But now, rumors are suggesting that they will be coming out with that game around the holiday of 2023, which makes sense to me.
Didn't you predict that?
I did.
You said it was
I did, but then see, here's what happened with what I know, with, you know, the information that I get. Avowed and Hellblade 2 are kind of like neck and neck in terms of development. All right, and at first I was like, all right, Hellblade 2 is coming out. And then they were so close together, I was like, well, maybe they're going to do Avowed in 2023 and come out with Hellblade in 2024, right? But when I first said, I was like, Hellblade is coming out in 2023. And then I guess I kind of second guessed myself because they are so close in development cycles. But to me, it makes sense. Like, man, if you know, you had a dry year that had delays, you're coming in with the most first party studios you're trying to really cement Game Pass as that place, that subscription that people want to subscribe to for these big games and stuff. Hellblade is a name. When Hellblade came out on PlayStation, it created a ruckus. It created an uproar. Like, people were like, "Wow, this is really good for what they did for the budget and all that good stuff." It came over to Xbox, and people on Xbox were able to play and like, "Damn, this is a really good game." So they established the name. So why not bring the game with the big name in the year that you're cushioning that dry year previously? You know what I'm saying? Like Forza Motorsport, Redfall, Starfield, Hellblade 2, and of
You're
course,
hoping for that Forza Motorsport, aren't you?
it's coming out. It's coming out. It's coming out, dude. Do you wanna make bets on this now? Yo, I could get another bet going. I know you're gonna step away from that. You don't want that action, bro. You don't want that action.
I don't make bets that I know I'm not. So
Exactly. Maybe that's what I'll start doing. My son is the one who started that, so maybe I'll start doing that. Like, he's the one who started with it's not coming out until 2025 and then 2027, and then you guys just adopted that shit.
I started laughing. I was just like, "Oh man, that's good."
He's only saying that because he doesn't play it. That's why. But anyway, so all right. We started with Dark first. Let's go to Predator on this one. Pred, looking forward to 2023. We got these rumors going on and all stuff with Xbox, and of course, PlayStation at CES. Really went in on their PlayStation VR. I guess that's going to be their main tag for the year. We do know that Spider-Man 2 is slated to come out, but a lot of people are like, whoa, are they really going to come out with more VR games than regular games in 2023? So I got to ask you, Pred, standing here at the beginning of the year, looking forward, what do you see, man? What are some of your predictions on what's going to happen this year in gaming? Do you think it's going to be a big year? I know every single year people are like, yo, this is going to be huge, and then delays happen, and then games that people were hyped about came out and they were shitty. They didn't play right, they were broken, stuff like that. So, dude, 2023, what are your predictions for what we're going to deal with as gamers, man?
I think, man, I don't want to sound biased here, but I think this is the year Microsoft finally fucking drops their shit and releases a bunch of fucking blockbuster titles this year. Just because they have to. They've just been holding on to shit and pushing shit back long enough. You got even if you don't want to call them blockbuster titles, even some of the content they're gonna come out with, like DLC, like Halo, like the Forge shit and all the other crap they got coming out. I mean, like Starfield, um, fuck. I mean, Redfall, like all the games you listed earlier. Then we don't even know what's coming out the year. They typically, and I think they're supposed to be doing an event here at the end of the month or maybe early next month.
I was going to talk about that as well, man.
So, and that will give us that should give us a good idea of what they got down the pipeline. I think this event, and I don't want to kind of get too far away from the topic, but I think that event is going to kind of highlight what they have coming this year. And then obviously E3 will kind of go forward thinking with stuff they got like down the pipeline. But it's just for the Microsoft side, I think this is the year they're going to drop a lot of shit that that we've been waiting to see, and like not just trailers, but like release dates, stuff like that. And the Activision thing should come as well, and then they can start looking at other studios they want to purchase. They've been kind of holding back from announcing anything or making any deals with anybody else because they don't want they want the Activision thing to go through first, and then they can start talking about other. I think I still think they're not done buying shit. I just think like this big ass Activision purchase is, and what's going on with with everything with that is just kind of hindering them from moving forward with buying anything right now. So if they were able to close the Activision deal last year, I think in buy another studio or two.
Hold on, hold on 1 second, real quick. Yo, Andrew, shout out to you, man. And I'm so glad that you are a fan of games. But you're talking about The Last of Us 1 and 2 selling 37 million copies combined. Now, I got to ask you, Andrew, I want to see the number in the chat. How many times did they sell The Last of Us Part 1?
3.
So you're combining all like 3 releases as one game, right? And then its sequel as well. And I got to, somebody stat check real quick. Did both of them?
Probably also going to get like a director's cut or something this year.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
They have to keep that's the thing. They have to keep it relevant, man. They have to keep these games relevant, otherwise people forget about them. That's why you see some of these developers coming out with remasters or remakes.
Yo, Dark, check this out. Dark, check this out. So many people bought and played the Master Chief Collection, right? But I never added those numbers to like to people who bought like Halo 3. Right? I never added that together, even though they resold it. Like,
well, that's the thing. At that time, you didn't need to, right? Because we were all gaming and we were all happy with what we had, and now people are just upset with what they have for some reason. I don't know why.
And a lot of games Microsoft does, they don't have to remake them; they just update them before you.
Yeah,
Andrew, hold on, Andrew. What I'm saying is, big fans of The Last of Us, and I'm not saying that it's not a popular franchise. Don't get it twisted. But big fans of The Last of Us purchased the game 3 times.
Yeah.
So instead of getting one person with one game, they bought it 3 times, stacking the deck in terms of sales. Come on, bro. This is elementary school shit. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is, because why people are so, I don't know what it is. It's like people are upset with their gaming habits or something, because they just have to compare.
I just can't see myself. I just can't see myself playing the same game 3 times.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I'll play through.
I'll admit I played it 3 times.
I personally, I just can't see myself with all the games that are coming out and like they've come out. Like I would like The Witcher looks great again, but I don't know if I would go through playing it. Like and no, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong.
I want to get into that game so badly.
But I do too, but like I don't know how far we get. If I'm gonna play it, I'm gonna play it because I know I want to finish it, and it took me forever to.
Dude, you were bitching about it. Like you liked the game, but you were bitching like I'm still playing. There's still more to do.
It took me like 2 years. And if I love the game, I'll finish it. Like if I love, I'll finish it. And if I really, really love it, I'll finish it quick. And it's like, no offense to people that like I think Dark always says is I want to get the gaming experience. I got my experience. I just got a faster game. There's nothing wrong with it. I played the same shit in the game you did. I just did it in 2 weeks versus your 3 months. So like, there's nothing wrong.
I think it's also that when I play a game, I don't play it for very long throughout the day. Like I only play like a couple, maybe like an hour.
And me, I'm completely different. If I like a game, I'm playing it all fucking day for fucking a week. And I'm still getting the same experience out of it that you are. I'm just finishing it a lot faster. I come quick. So you're trying to make love.
Anything to get to the sandwich after. You know what I'm saying? Because that sandwich afterwards is always good, bro. Always good.
Here's the catch, though. Like, I don't know if I would want to spend 60, 50, 70 bucks on a game I've already played before. Did I already know the ending? Did nothing changes of graphics? Like, add something more than just a visual experience to me to make me play the game. There's been a few games I played a couple of times. Like Ori, I played twice, both of them. Ghost Recon, I played multiple times. I mean, there's a few. There's not a lot.
You're a
There's
big
Well,
Ghost Recon fan, bro.
With The Witcher, at least it was free update, right?
Yeah.
Like some of these games aren't even free. They're just you
This
have to
last
pay
one?
an extra $70.
Yeah, this last one was free. I think. Yeah, because
It was. Yeah.
So that's a plus, but I don't know if I have the time. You know,
Right.
There's been I think one of the Splinter Cells I played through twice. I mean, I can probably name on fucking two hands how many games I played multiple times. It's not a lot, but I enjoy the well. Okay, current. Like you go back to Contra. You know, back in the day, I probably played that game start to finish a million times. Yes, but like current gaming, there's not a lot that I've done. So um, I don't know how we got on this topic. We were talking about 2020, 2023, whatever. But I just can't see myself rebuying a game multiple times to play it again at the same fucking ending. And when I got the achievements and everything, the trophies, I would never go back to play God of War. Never. Even though it's a great game, I've done everything. There's nothing else for me to do.
There's no surprises.
Yeah, there's nothing for me to do. If you're just gonna let me put a new coat of paint on it, I'm like, hey, it's the same house. You know, like nothing changes. So like,
Dude,
I
that's the same. That's
I
the
get why
same.
people do.
That is the same problem that I have with my favorite game from the 360 generation. It's Castlevania Lords of Shadow. Absolutely love that game. It was such the first playthrough because there's a twist at the end that just blew my mind. But I'll never get that same thing again. Like I know it now. You know what I'm saying? So
Unless they remade it and made the ending different, all right? You wouldn't
What
get
is
that
it
same
worth it
experience.
playing it for 30 hours to get like a different ending?
Right, exactly.
And that's how I look at it. Like, is it
Yeah.
really worth it to me to spend the same time doing the same thing I did in the first game just to see something different?
mm,
I'll watch that on YouTube. I'm good. You know, so like, or unless you're achievement hunter or something like that, I get it. But like,
I'm definitely not one of
I'm,
those.
yeah, I'm gonna rewind it back, get back on topic here because I think we asked about 2023, and I talked about Microsoft.
Oh, I was gonna reel you back in, bro. I was ready. I was ready.
I got it. I caught the fish. I'll threw it back on. So like with, I think I covered the Microsoft. I'm looking forward to their games. They're finally gonna drop. I just hope they're not duds. You know, because like there's always one. You know, they're like it sucks. It's like a 60.
It's not gonna. It's not gonna be Redfall. That's not gonna be the one that sucks. No,
We don't know that.
bro. I called the whole Gran Turismo thing. All right, and why it looks so shitty. All right, I call Hellblade. Come on.
We don't know that. I mean, it could. People were hyped for the last game from what was it? The guys from Bethesda. You know, and then like we were hyped for
76.
No, definitely got some awards. No, 76 Fallout. The last Fallout.
Dude, Mooch's favorite game.
Yes, maybe not everybody, but like it happened. So like we were hyped for like I got these games in my brain right now. I see them, but I can't think of their names right now. Fuck. What's the game Jamie Moran plays 1,000 times?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that game.
How come I didn't know that quicker? It was on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, I can see it. But I just can't think. I played through it. Like, I
You
liked
said
it,
Jamie
but, like,
Moran, and I knew exactly.
Dude, he's playing it again, bro. He's playing it again, yo.
I saw that online. I was like,
Yo, shout out to Jamie.
games and we build hype from them when we get the release. It's garbage. So it's gonna be, and y'all can mark this and timestamp it right now. Out of all the games, Microsoft, there's gonna be a dud in there. I don't know which one it's gonna be, but there's gonna be one. It's gonna get like a 7 rating, and it's gonna suck. And everyone's gonna say it's broken. It fucking sucks. It's like garbage. There's always one. So I don't know.
Hopefully, it's like one of their smaller titles, though, man. Like, yeah.
right, yeah. Hopefully it's not.
Like we don't know.
Hopefully it's like,
but I know it's
hopefully it's like Forza Motorsport.
Oh, you're an asshole.
Hey, that's
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's not coming out this year. It's coming out in 2030.
Oh my goodness.
with Sony, I think they threw a lot of eggs in their VR basket, and I don't know. I didn't see the CES show today, but I did.
No,
see
I gotta catch it.
Yeah, I know they talked a lot about that's a $500 and something.
$550.
Literally, the PlayStation thing is like, I mean, it's not even. It's not even. It's not even.
Okay.
It's so cool, dude. It's
I'm
not.
just. They mentioned 30 games. I think they mentioned 30 games coming out. Like, okay, I've seen this story. Microsoft's done this too. We got all these games coming out. More than half are multi-plat. Or how many of those were VR games? How many of those are just like bug snacks? So like I mean, it's cool to say that, but like people don't really think about that aspect of it. They see 30 games, but how many of those games are actually gonna be good? And so like I know Spider-Man's gonna come out most likely this next year, or this year, should I say. But what else? And if you're I think they throw in all their eggs into VR, and if it's gonna be any indication of the original VR, I just don't know how well it's gonna do, because in the beginning it was great. Everybody loved it, they played it. I never got into it. I'm not a VR guy. Probably never will be. But some people who played VR games, they enjoyed it, they liked it, but then it kind of faded off. You didn't hear about it. And I don't know how fast that happened, but it happened really quick. And a lot of developers, third-party developers, just kind of stopped fucking with it, you know, to some degree, especially on the PlayStation side. So unless PlayStation can do something and kind of integrate, what Meta's doing, Facebook Meta's doing, and what Steam's doing, and try and pull some of their games and titles into their VR. And I've always said this: if they ever had a VR, would be successful if they ever had a Game Pass type environment for VR. Because I don't know if I would want to spend, God knows how much these VR games are going to cost. $70. I don't think, but like I think maybe like most of the titles like $30 maybe. 30-40 bucks on a VR title, I'm not sure about. And a lot of those games are included with the game purchase too, if you think about it. So like, you get Resident Evil, you get a VR version too, and VR experience, should I say. So like I just don't know. I'm still not sold on it being like this, like something I would invest money at that price. At $500, I think it's $550 actually. When you have Quest 2 out there, you have other avenues out there to play other VR titles that may not necessarily be PlayStation exclusive titles, but they're just as good, and you can get other stuff that you can't get on PlayStation on that. Like it's almost like, do I want to get a Switch for Zelda, or just miss out on it completely? Because that would be the only reason I would buy a Switch, right? And maybe Mario Kart, but that's it. Like you're gonna get VR, and then you feel like you have to buy games for it because you spent that much money on it in the first place. And that's what I felt like with the Switch. I got the Switch, and I was just buying games because I bought the Switch. I felt like I had to buy something to support it, to make myself like it. And if they're including VR experiences in the games, their first party titles that are coming out, which only sounds like one coming next year, Spider-Man. I don't know what else they have either, but like if they're planning on adding those experiences with their 5 titles they're gonna come out with the year, let's put it that way, I'll be nice. I don't think that's worth it for $550. Now if they have other third party people throwing,
it's $550. Okay. It's $550, but if you don't have a PlayStation, then you're talking like $1,050, like altogether. So
we've talked about this too. Like, can you find a PlayStation 5 right now? Like easily, can you walk in the store and be like, I want to get that VR? Of course, they'll probably bundle it too, but like, which again, it's $1,000 right off the bat, right? So like, I'm gonna walk in the store and I'm like, hey, I want this PlayStation 5 VR. It doesn't work with my PlayStation 4 most likely, right? So
no,
they're gonna be like, do you got a PlayStation 5? And they're like, no. Oh, can I get one here? And they're like, we don't have any.
we don't have any.
Yeah, and so they're gonna have to sell it as a bundle, right? And so you're gonna come out $1,000. And does it come with the game? Is it Astrobot VR? Like what comes with it?
Dude, let's be real. Astrobot's Playroom is not a fucking game. It's a demo for the DualSense. Let's be real. Dark.
What?
You hear me on this, right?
What?
Astrobot's Playroom is not a full-fledged game. It is a demonstration for the DualSense controller.
I mean, it's got trophies, and you can get a
Oh my
platinum.
god.
Oh.
Is that what we're
Hold on, but didn't Burger King Sneak King have achievements?
What was that Burger King game called? What was it called? Burger what?
Yeah.
Sneak King.
Sneak King.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's
God.
what I was saying.
No.
That's what I was saying. Was Sneak King a full game? Was Sneak King? No. Sneak King was an experience, and that's being nice.
Like those old demo discs you used to get.
Yo,
from
for real.
Xbox.
No, but seriously, yeah, no, it wasn't like a full-fledged game or anything. It was just a tech demo to showcase what the PS5.
So you can blow in your controller, which no one's ever done since then.
Yeah, no one's done since then. So.
And I'm gonna end this real quick, and I'll talk about Nintendo.
Well, I actually.
Imagine if you had a blow on the controller when you were playing God of War. God, people would fucking freak the fuck out, dude.
Nintendo out.
I was saying here, Kratos go, oh, like yo, what? No.
Some people would probably be like, "It's the best thing in fucking gaming ever." But
I just remember that little Asian dude when he was blowing on a controller, laughing. No one, I've never. We're not gonna go there. So
Wow.
what were you about to say? Because I'm about to go through.
No, because you were talking about a big year for Xbox, and you were talking about games coming out. So I gotta ask you, because predictions wise, I gotta ask you, their first game to come out in 2023. What is it and when?
Is it February?
It's
February.
I would say it's January right now. So
Is it next month? I'm guessing. I don't really know. I can't remember. Because I always get the release date of I say No Man's Sky. Jesus Christ. I always get the release date of Starfield fucked up. I thought it was supposed to come out in January or February this year, and they pushed it back. I don't know.
well, they said the first half. They said the first half of 2023. I think it's going to come out a lot earlier than people are planning right now. I think that's kind of like a card up the sleeve of Phil Spencer, Aaron Greenberg, and them. I think that like it's.
I
not
have
Stalker. Is it Stalker? No, it's not Stalker. Is it
Atomic Heart?
Atomic Heart?
Yeah, but that's second party, man. I'm talking first party.
No,
Yeah.
that's third party.
I don't know. I can't tell you. Like I don't know.
You don't.
thought that for ahead. You
Hmm.
gonna tell me? You're gonna make me sit here and fucking guess.
Oh well, they haven't really come out with dates yet.
There you go. So like.
So, but no, I said prediction. That doesn't mean you know. That means you predict, motherfucker. Yeah.
Shit.
Yo, hold on, real quick. Yo, shout out to RG Viper in the chat. What is up, my brother? And guys, there's been a K Mega sighting in the chat. Even after his penis enlargement procedure, he is there supporting us in the chat right now. Say what's up to K Mega. Come on.
Hey, boo.
But you're not going to predict. You don't know. You're just not going to predict.
483. I don't fucking know.
Damn. Yeah.
First release. I'm gonna guess 14.
Woo! Woo! Do you hear that, Dark? Do you hear that? Do you hear that?
I hear it. It's probably wrong.
Might be wrong. It might be wrong.
Definitely wrong. Is that gaming coming out anytime soon?
All right, Dark. Well, let's go to you, man. 2023. I need to hear predictions. Oh, you didn't. What else were you gonna?
I want to do some Nintendo shit. We never talk about Nintendo.
Yo, fuck Nintendo. No, I'm just playing, man. Yeah. What do you want?
I think Zelda's probably gonna win Game of the Year. Anyway, even no matter what comes out, 'cause
Right.
There's so many
No matter
Zelda
what comes
lovers
out.
out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's so many Zelda lovers out there. I think Zelda's going to be their flagship game of the year. And I think they probably will come out with a new console this year, or at least announce it. Not come out, at least announce it.
I'll say I heard that they canceled their Switch Pro that they were working on. So do you think it would be a Switch type thing, or do you think it would be a more traditional console?
I think it will be kind of in between again because I think they know their space. They don't want to compete with what the fuck Microsoft and company is doing. So and Sony's doing by this. Let's just keep adding more GPU power into something. Because if you think about it, they're actually the market leaders. Um, they sell more Switches and more Nintendos than Xbox and PlayStation sells consoles. Think about it logically, right? We don't talk about them like that. Like we want a traditional console when we talk about console. So I think they're happy in their space, and as long as they can keep doing the handheld thing and it's still a thing, they're gonna continue to fucking ride that wave until they're forced to make another console like that. I definitely think we'll be at least be getting better resolution shit out of what they bring out next, but you're still gonna get the same type games because all Nintendo does is recycle their same franchises each console.
Mm-hmm.
Mario, Splatoon,
Well, Splatoon's a
Mario
newer.
Kart.
That's a newer franchise that they
Yeah.
made. So,
And what's the other big one? The fighting game they have that everybody loves.
Smash Bros. Smash Bros.
Smash Brothers, and they're gonna just that's all they gotta do. They just gotta come out with a new console and release those three and throw a Kirby in there and a Monster Hunter and they can do that for fucking 30 years. That's the formula that works for them. And I think we talked about this in the past. When's the last time they had a brand new franchise?
Splatoon.
Splatoon. And how long ago has that been?
Beginning of Switch.
Wii U. No.
Wii U.
Oh, Wii U. Oh shit. Yeah, my bad.
And so they don't have to do anything. People are gonna keep buying the same shit over and over again. So well, keep buying the shit, keep just upgrading it and making you buy it again. So they're taking the playbook out of Sony, but they're actually applying it. So to just their fans, and they're okay with that, and they're capitalizing that. I think Nintendo will kind of push a little bit more into getting more third party stuff added, as long as they got Microsoft.
Well, they got that 10-year contract for Call of Duty. Once the deal passes,
as long as they can get people to get back, stay in their ecosystem, because no one really needs to. All they got to do is drop a new Zelda and a new Mario. I think really more Zelda than anything. So
okay,
did you guys?
nice.
They drop that Zelda comes out this year. That'll keep that console going, and then they'll drop another console, announce another console, and maybe I don't know, fucking a new Mario Kart, new Smash Brothers at launch, and they're good, and that'll sell because people keep in mind when Zelda came out, the last Zelda came out, people were buying that. They didn't have fucking console.
They didn't even have a console yet. Nah, yo, for real.
They sold more games.
That's so true.
That.
Yeah.
They sold the consoles. So
yeah, they did. Yeah.
And that
was wild.
The Switch and the Wii U. I mean, they're good. I think they'll probably come out maybe announce a new console, maybe a Switch 2, and with fucking 4K on it or something like that. People will fucking buy that shit.
Fred, you know what would be great about a Switch 2? When Switch was first being rumored, and they were talking about kind of like the handheldness and then the docking station. Do you remember when they were saying that there was a rumor that once you put it in the dock, like graphically, it'll improve? Like there's tech inside the dock that brings it up to kind of like your traditional console standard.
Yeah.
Now imagine
the old school RGB ports, man. They had the red, the fucking white.
But imagine if they actually did that though for the next Switch. Like if you do dock it, then you get a more traditional console experience, at least with what you're seeing and kind of like what you're interacting with. Uh, I mean that would be cool. That would be
I'm
cool.
interested to see what they do. I mean, you might have both. You might have a traditional console, and if you're within the, I don't know, it's maybe the little streaming box. I don't know, but I mean,
I mean, they sold
I
cardboard before, so I mean, you can't
yeah.
really.
I mean, they typically come out with a new console. Um, they're usually the first when it comes to the generations. You know, like I think the Switch was the beginning of the 10th gen. If I'm not mistaken. People don't look at it that way, but it really was. They started the console. They started this generation of consoles. But they're overdue for new. So that's why I say that. I think they're it's their time to come out with another console, whether it's a handheld or a Switch type console. They're overdue. I think they've outlasted.
Yeah,
I think they've overplayed the Switch right now.
yeah. I mean, there's Nintendo fans like looking for a new Switch or a new piece of hardware from Nintendo now.
Yeah,
Like it did what it did about as much as it's gonna do. When it comes to the community, I think it's safe to say, and like Nintendo fans are looking for the next thing now. Yeah, I definitely hear you on that, man. So I hope that like that whole docking and bringing up the experience. I hope that would be a thing for the new Switch. Yo, shout out to Leonidas. Leo is in the building, bro. He said, "Who needs a console when you got the game?" Yo, seriously. When it comes to Nintendo fans, for real. I mean, you can go back into the Wii U, like their first party titles sold like crazy on the Wii U to the point where they were selling more games than they actually had systems out there. It was insane. It was absolutely insane. Um, and he said that he thinks that the Switch games actually look worse when they're docked and he's playing them on a television. And I can actually see that because the condensed screen and on the handheld, the condensed screen, it kind of it can make everything pop more. You know what I'm saying? When you put it on a bigger screen, it might not look the same. So
He's not playing on 1080 screen. He's playing on like a 920 screen or something like
yeah.
that. I'm just fucking with you.
All right. Well, let's let's get dark here on predictions, man. Now, I'm interested to hear where dark where do you think 2023 is going to go when it comes to gaming? What are your predictions, bro?
I think it'll be a good year. I think it'll be better than last year. I don't know how every console will fare. I think Nintendo's is in a good spot. I think Xbox is going to be in a good spot. I just don't know if PlayStation will be in a good spot as well. Because it seems like they might be focusing on a little bit too much of VR stuff, which is fine and dandy, but not everybody likes VR. So you know, not everybody's into that shit.
Sony says spend $550 on it. Check it out, man.
Yeah, no, I'm good. You know, like it's not something I want to spend my money on anyways. And I won't be spending my money on it. So
So there.
yeah, so there. So um, uh, personally, I'm looking forward to a lot of the games that have already been announced that are coming this beginning of this year. Um, I mean, we got so many already that are announced to be coming pretty soon here, actually, fairly soon, actually. We got we have what um, well, from Nintendo we have Fire Emblem. Next month we have Hogwarts Legacy. Um, we have the following month we have Jedi Survivor. We have
Ooh.
the next month after that we have can't remember what's the other one. In May, I think it's what's in May. There's something else in May that I can't remember. In June, you got Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 16. You have
Huh.
also in June Diablo 4. You know, so we're looking at a pretty good solid 6 months of games, right? Which there are some games that haven't even been enough to even come out yet during this time. So we're looking at, with just those games alone, it's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to be coming to all platforms. Uh, and it's just gonna. I think it's gonna be really good. Usually, like of a console's lifespan is usually the best year. For some
Which
reason,
year?
I don't know why.
You cut out. Oh, third?
The
Okay.
third- Yeah, the third year for some reason I don't know why, but the third year is usually the best year
It's all about the tools, baby. That's why.
because I think it's just at that point where they're already established, some games. They've already have things being. They've kind of worked out all the kinks that they need to, and they just can focus on games. Period. Um, so I think each console is gonna have a plethora of games. Um, I don't think anybody's gonna have a problem finding a game that's gonna make them want to play on a console. So it's gonna be a good year, man. I mean, I don't see anything that's yet. I don't see anything that's too crazy, except for the whole PlayStation kind of focusing too much on VR, which to each their own. They want to play VR, that's fine. Let them, but
Dark, did they
to be
do
too
that with the first PSVR? Did they really just focus on that for like the year? Do you
no,
remember?
they didn't.
No.
They didn't. No,
Hmm.
I think that year they came out. That year was when did the first VR come out?
I don't remember.
Let me check real quick. I think it was
2019.
2017. Was it 2019?
I'm guessing. I'm guessing. You're gonna make me type shit. You're gonna make me look on this computer that I'm on right now. You're gonna make me type shit. Let's see, PSVR release.
2016.
Really? 2016? Yeah, October
Yeah.
13th, 2016. Holy shit.
So so they so that year they had what? Uncharted 4 was their big game. I think they had another game that was pretty substantial. I don't remember because I didn't play it probably. Um, but they didn't really go crazy with the VR. Like they did. Like it seems that they're doing this time around.
Mm.
Uh, which is fine. I mean, more power to people who want to play VR. But
I love when Dark
you know,
says, which is fine, because inside he's like, well, fuck you. I don't give a shit about that.
yeah,
But, other people like it, so I guess it's fine. That's the Dark, I guess it's fine.
yeah. To me, it's more like it's shite.
Oh, shit.
It's like okay, whatever. I don't give a fuck about VR. I don't even know why it's even existing. Like I get it, people like it, but how long has VR been around? Like it's been around for a long time. It's been around a lot longer than you know PSVR, PSVR 2. Like it's just been
Well, my son has a
fun,
HTC Vive still, like, and he still messes with that every once in a while.
I mean, it's cool. It's cool for something to mess around with like a
It's
little
kind of
while, but
expensive to just mess around with, in my opinion.
right,
But
right,
I'm.
exactly,
There are
exactly.
poor folk in the world, though. You know what I'm saying? Some people that got stacks like
And I've
that.
said and
You
I've
know.
said that before. Like I've said that before, where it's like it's too expensive to just buy a few games for it. Like it just is, and people are like, well, the technology in it. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck about the technology that's in it. You know what I care about? I care about the fucking games. That's all
Uh,
I care about. I don't give a shit about the technology that's in a PlayStation 5. I don't give a shit about the technology
well,
that's in an
I mean,
Xbox.
if you're talking about the technology in the PS5, I think there's a little bit of an issue with the CPU right now. If you're standing it vertical,
Yeah, if it's standing vertical, I saw that. But
yeah,
that's only like what, one person maybe out of how many
I,
total?
I I don't I don't know, but I guess the issue is it's a long term issue, so you have to have it for a while, and a lot of people, like Pred was saying, the PS5 was not easy to get. So we're just now getting into the point where the people who got it first have had it for a long time. Do you see what I'm saying? So now we're starting to see the possibility that there might have been a flaw. And it's to the point where Sony is coming out with a C console that takes the liquid metal off of the CPU, and they use a more traditional kind of like heat disbursement technique.
Right.
So I
Um,
mean, it's got to be an issue if they're changing it, bro.
right. Yeah, yeah. It's funny that I didn't that shit. I don't look into that. You
But see,
guys look into that because you guys want to, make it into this whole console war bullshit. But for me personally, all I give a shit about is the fucking games, right? Like
listen,
we've
don't
known
you
this for a
accuse
long
me of
time. You know.
bullshit. Don't you accuse me.
Hospitals work.
Well, yeah, right. You're right. You're right about that. That you can't play the game if the console doesn't work. But for me, it's just that I've always been like that. I don't give a crap about what the console can do, what the console, is capable of. All I care about is what games are they going to give me this year, and it seems like each company is going to have something that I'm actually kind of looking forward to, which is good. You
Dark's
know,
looking for another Leisure Suit Larry, by the way. Like that's the game he wants. Whatever console comes out with that, like he's down to get. And
Joe with Eddie too. Jeez. I just I hope that this year's a you know very standout for Xbox. I think it will be.
Hmm.
Do I care if it is? No, not really. As long if they give us games that I want to play, I'm more than happy with
I know
Xbox.
you want to play Hellblade too. I know you want to play that.
I do want. I
All
do.
right.
I think
Starfield.
Stalker 2 is probably one of them.
We'll stalk.
Starfield, I could give two shits about. Um, Starfield is when Todd Howard said it's Skyrim in space. That's when I was like, I just tuned out. I was just like, okay, yeah.
I
I
have,
don't believe it.
I have a feeling that's going to be a big game, bro. I have a feeling when
It's
it
gonna be
drops, it's
huge,
going to be a big game, man.
but is it gonna be like No Man's Sky where it had the issue of not really having much to do in the game, you know, after you complete a certain
I think
thing,
the
in the
I
game.
think the best way to answer that is if you go to, let's say, Fallout 4, right? Were there a
Right.
lot of areas in Fallout 4 that had nothing? Were there a lot of areas that had nothing? And if there were, then I could see that kind of like bouncing over to a game like Starfield because it's now so much more vast. It's so much bigger, has actual
Well,
planets.
that's my whole problem with it, right? Is that it's huge, right? It's very ambitious. Not saying that that's a bad thing because ambition is good. Um, I just don't believe that them saying that there's 1,000 planets. I don't believe that all those planets are inhabited by something, right? Like some of those planets, a lot of those planets are probably going to be uninhabited. There's not going to be anything on them. There's just going to be you're just going to be flying to it and just
Well, sir,
flying. finding nothing.
Even with planets that don't have anything living on them, there can always be. I don't know. I don't know if they have a term for them in the game Starfield, but like space pirates in a base there, or something, something to do, something to explore, things to shoot. You see what I'm saying?
I can give you a perfect example of that, but that's the problem.
Going to be the case.
Okay. All right. But go ahead, Fred. What were you saying?
Like when Wildlands came out, Ghost Recon, um, like the area was so vast, like the environment was amazing in that game, but you could literally transverse to that area and not see shit. Like
Oh wow.
you can walk and fly around and like unless like you were just like it's kind of like Grand Theft Auto, like unless you were like on alert, like nobody was fucking you can like just sit down and camp out and like pick your nose and like just walk around and nothing. You would so there's areas there like you just not see anything, and maybe like you might see like 3 to 5 enemies walk by, and you just pick them off. Like and then, like there was no encounter. So I see what you're talking about. Like that got boring after a while. I don't
Right.
think I don't think that this game. I don't think Starfield's going to be that way. I think, and that's probably a whole nother discussion topic for later. What we think Starfield is next time they actually drop some video of it. But I don't perceive them to saying, hey, here's 1,000 planets. There's nothing to do on there. They're there for a reason. Like you're gonna find something you need to do on that planet, whether it's mine a resource, um, shoot a cow or something. I don't know. There's gonna be something that you need to do on there, like to progress.
Mhm.
This is the way. This is the way he makes his games. It's not there for nothing. There's something there. You're gonna find out what it is. Whether it's an Easter egg or like some small little minute detail. You gotta pick up some fucking berries or something like that from that planet. There's gonna be something like that.
That's interesting.
Well, I hope so. I just hope that that everything works out for each company. I think
Get you Game Pass. You play it and try it out and figure out if you like
Oh,
it.
there you go.
I'll
Got
just wait and see.
Just hey man, just get it for 30 days. That's all I gotta do. 30 days.
That is true.
Not
I could do it for $1.
Oh no, you already used that dollar. I'm sorry, sir. You can't do that.
Actually, I haven't, so just so you know.
Well, I don't know. I think they say like new to Game Pass. I
Game
think
Pass. I
new.
would be new to Game Pass. What are you talking?
You never subscribed to Game Pass like when you never.
I think right at the beginning. Right at the beginning.
Then you're not a new. You're not a new to Game Pass.
you
Then
gotta pay that. You gotta pay that $25.99 a month.
$25.99 a month. Fuck
what?
That's what's gonna go. That's what's gonna go to watch it.
Fuck that. No, $25.99 for one game? No, fuck that. I'll just buy the game.
All right. Well,
At
Dark.
that point, you must fucking
Dark. Check this out. I asked Predator this, and when it comes down to it, I think the
You guys
big.
Predator a lot of things, man. I don't.
Well, that's why I'm giving you a little context here before I fucking ask you the question. Okay.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm trying to, but you keep fucking interrupting me. But I asked him the question, and when it comes down to it, I think like all the eyes are really on Xbox right now. Like when it comes down to it, PlayStation again has Spider-Man 2 slated for 2023. We just saw that they were talking a whole bunch of PSVR 2 stuff. So on the Xbox side, first party, because everybody's waiting for their first party. Everybody wants to see the first party starting to drop. Dude, what is the first party game that's going to drop first from Xbox and when? First party.
Probably Redfall. Probably drop in March or May. No, probably drop in like that'll probably be the first one. And then probably after that it'll be it'll be Starfield. I actually think Starfield is going to be that game that they're going to put out to combat against Final Fantasy 16.
Oh, you just reminded me. You just reminded me because you said Final Fantasy 16. And you're talking about combating Final Fantasy 16. And again, I want to throw it out. First off, thank you again. I don't know if you remember, but quite a few years ago, you bought me Final Fantasy 15.
I did.
All right, and I tried playing it.
You never played.
No, I tried. I tried playing it.
I tried.
I tried. It was dog shit. Yo, he went really quiet. I appreciate the purchase, bro. But see, and I don't know why everybody's throwing all their eggs into Final Fantasy 16. It's like, oh, that game's coming out when the previous iteration was dog shit.
Because this iteration is actually made by the actual guy who actually did Final Fantasy, I think 7, and he did some of the other ones. See, the last one was made by the guys who did Final Fantasy 14, the original Final Fantasy 14, by the way, the one that was the shite,
the one that nobody liked, and they had to completely redo that shit.
Yeah, they had to redo that shit. Yeah, that was made by those guys. So, yeah. So that's why it wasn't as good. And I think the reason why I finished that game is we didn't have any RPGs during that year. That year was very dry for RPGs.
But bro, like I said, I tried it out then, and you know, I tried to get into it, and I will say I definitely appreciate the gift. You know, when it comes down to it,
you didn't like it because you usually like that emo that. So
it was just their obsession with food kind of scared me, man. I was just really, it was really weird when it came to that. It's like, dude, one person had a plate and everybody was like hawking over it, like it was the greatest thing in the world. I don't know. It was weird. It was weird. But I don't know. I just couldn't. I could not get into it, and I was like, man, what are they doing with this game? Graphically, it looked really good for the time. It looked really good graphically, but again, people in the chat who will disagree with me, I'm letting you know there is more to a game than just graphics. Okay? People are talking about, hey, this game looked greater than any game on Xbox. Yeah, well, how did it play though? Because you're only telling me graphics.
I think for a lot of people, Final Fantasy 16 is kind of going back to a more fantasy world
Hopefully,
type of game. No, they are. If you look at the trailers and everything like that they've shown, it's all been more fantasy type of gameplay. So instead of um, that more modern, um, futuristic type of gameplay that people are kind of getting sick of with Final Fantasy. So I think Final Fantasy 16 is gonna be really really well done. It just I get if a lot of people are sour on it because of the fact that it's only on PlayStation this time around, um, which does suck for I think a lot of the people who don't have a PlayStation or don't want to get a PlayStation. That does suck, but you know I would look for it to come to PC. To be honest, that game's definitely gonna probably hit PC within 6 months after, so probably during holiday season.
you know what's funny? We're talking about all this and hearing you guys kind of like give predictions on the first game to come out and everything. If the rumor about an Xbox showcase in January is true, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say the first game that they are coming out with is gonna drop a bomb because it's gonna be Starfield and it will be before the middle of March. Before I'm thinking like February, to be really honest with you. And kind
If
of
it does come out in February, that's gonna be, to be honest, that'll definitely probably crush anything that comes out that much, which is also Hogwarts Legacy. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if they'll do that. I don't know if Xbox will do that. I think Xbox is gonna probably for that game. I still feel that it's gonna come out when Final Fantasy 16 comes out, just so that they can combat that.
I don't think they need to
But
combat that. Actually, man, me personally, I don't think they need to. But
I could tell you it's not gonna happen because they're probably gonna have a custom console and a custom controller. They have to put out pre-orders for it, and the what's it called? The not even the custom console, just like the collector's edition
well,
and stuff like that for the game. So, like they're gonna. I know if they ever did something like that, they would announce it on this next show, and put them up for pre-order, put up the custom whatever for pre-order. But I don't know. I know people are playing Starfield right now. They're testing it right now.
how do you know this, sir?
I've seen it on Twitter. Like I've seen people
Oh,
talking about it on YouTube. Like, they played it and they're playing the like they have people playing it right now.
I was just
And they're
wondering
talking about
because
how
you like to test games, so I was just wondering.
no, not testing that. But they're talking about how big it is and like how massive the landscape is, the world is with that, the stuff you can do in it. But like I already know. I mean, I've already seen it. I've already predicted this like a year ago. The custom console they're coming out with. It's like in a case. They showed it on one of the because yeah, Microsoft like to tease shit without teasing it, and we find out about it later. There was a tease like the headphones. They teased the custom not the console but the
Controller?
controller. No, the collector's edition. They've already teased it.
Really?
They showed it like at E3 like 2 years ago, almost maybe 2 years ago. I mean, not even back. It was it literally is like a box. It's got like a watch and everything in it. I've seen it. Like I was like, that is it. That's the shit they're gonna give us. And like when I saw it, I knew. And I was like, they're teasing us with this shit right now. I have to
Hmm.
find that tweet. Um, but
I would
they're
love to
gonna.
see that. I would love to see it.
It's literally like a almost like a case. They show it in the one. I'm gonna, when we get done with the podcast, but they literally show it on screen in the game, and you open up this box and it's got like a watch in there. He puts it on, and then and I was like, that is the fucking collector's edition because Bethesda likes to do big shit. Remember the Pit Boy?
Yes.
They like to do extra shit like that, and I'm like,
Sure.
when I saw that, I was like,
And dude,
that
how
is
many
gonna be
people wanted a Pip Boy? They like, it was insane, bro. It was insane. Dude, I wonder
when I
how much
saw
they're
that, I
going
was
for
like,
now.
yeah, right. But when I saw that screenshot or that part of the video, whatever they showed, I was like, that's gonna be their
Hmm.
it's gonna be that box, whatever the fuck was in it, with the watch and some other shit. I'm gonna look it up while we're talking to see if I can find it. But
All
yeah,
right, cool.
but like I know they would start it early because they're trying to sell merchandise too. So and that's why they gotta give people time to pre-order it, buy it, ship it, sell it.
Well,
I don't really buy a lot of custom shit, but I'm definitely buying the Starfield shit. That's day one purchase.
I was trying to grab February, but like I said, before mid March, like and if they do a show in January, you would have like all of February, and then getting into March to kind of like pump everything up, get everything kind of like rolling in terms of merchandising. You know what I'm saying? Like I can definitely see that. But with that conversation, let's get into the whole rumor about an Xbox showcase in January, because to me, I'm thinking to myself, all right, if
I was just about to bring that up too. I was like, where's this rumor coming from? You said something. Just gonna be talking.
hold on, you broke up a little bit right there, so I didn't hear everything that you were saying, man. So
Okay, good. You didn't hear everything.
so I'm just not gonna hear it. All right, I got you. So this rumor. Now, when I first heard it, I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, if you do something like that now, what are you going to do in June for E3?
Show off what's going to come out in the holiday season. That's what they'll do.
No.
That's what they're doing. Yeah.
I see. Oh, well, okay, maybe. But when it comes down to
Why
it,
would
this is what I'm thinking. If it is true, I'm thinking they're going to go in and dive hard on games coming out this year, right? So even like say Hellblade 2 would get more gameplay kind of like revealed with
no, they're not going to do anything like that, bro. What it's gonna entail is probably all the games that are coming this first half, and then in June they'll show off the rest of the half of what's coming out.
I really don't like that idea, and that's what makes me think that's what makes me think that it is a possibility that Xbox would do that. Because when it comes to like announcing games and getting people hyped for games, let's be real, they have not been like the cream of the crop when it comes to that stuff. Let's be real. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with their marketing and stuff, but I don't think that they handle those things well. Okay, we'll just say I don't think they handle them well. I don't know why.
Aaron Greenberg, the head of marketing.
He's the head of marketing. Yes, and I asked for his job many times.
Maybe he should keep his fucking mouth shut and then fucking.
Whoa, bro. Whoa. So hold on, Dark.
Too far, bro.
So hold on, Dark. Do you think that this show is going to happen in January?
That's a good question, right? That's
the question. That's the question.
It's very possible that they'll do something in January. I don't think they'll do a big, full-on like E3 type of showcase. What it'll be is whatever they're coming out with in the first half of 2023, and then they'll show. Maybe they might show a little bit of what's coming, the rest of the year. But then in June is when they really started showing off what's coming. They gotta have their E3. They have to. Like that's just Xbox. Not necessarily do they actually have to. It's just them. That's how they roll. They like having their E3 because they love it being at the Microsoft Theater doing their thing. People gravitate towards that. People love that type of stuff. I think especially the Xbox fan base, they love that. So that's what's gonna this was gonna happen. They'll show off something. They'll show off in January. They'll show off the games that are coming from now until June, and then in June they'll show off what's coming from holiday season to maybe probably part of 2024.
Oh, see, now you're stretching it. Now all of a sudden you're going into more my thought process on if this show is happening or not. Yeah, you start stretching in because you started going and into 2024. So,
I mean that's what they did last year, right? At E3 they showed what's coming in 2022
for the next year. Yeah, from June to June.
June to June, right?
And there's still a lot of games that need to come out too. Like, there's a lot. Yeah.
Games, and I wouldn't put it past them to delay some stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Even though I don't think they should delay anything, I don't think they should be. But if it's not ready, then it's not ready.
Okay, well, about being ready. What if I again? I told you guys that Avowed and Hellblade were pretty much neck and neck in terms of development cycle. How would you feel if Avowed was pretty much done, but they held it until 2024 and released Hellblade 2 in the holidays?
I think that would be okay. Honestly, something like Avowed, I would think anything that has to do with like an RPG type of game is okay for that to be delayed because of the fact of how big they usually are, right? Usually RPGs are pretty much, over 20 hours or more, right? So I think that'd be okay,
Hmm.
to be honest. And I think Hellblade is kind of the perfect game to come out during that holiday season, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it comes out like maybe early, late September, early October, right? It comes out during that time. It's a good game for Halloween type of feel because it's very it's a very dark type of game. Um, so I think it'll definitely uh, make gangbusters.
Okay. All right, man. Let's bring it over to Pred. Pred, again, the rumor of Xbox's showcase in January. Like this blows my mind. I don't think we've ever talked about this when it came to Xbox or any other platform doing a showcase at the beginning of the year. Bro, first I got to ask you, do you think it's going down, bro?
I do, because after the Game Awards, um, when people, myself included, were giving Microsoft backlash for not, showing something there, they came out and they said, "Don't worry, we hear your, the thing." I don't know what they said. Basically, it's like,
The
"We
We
hear
Hear
you.
You console.
We have something planned." And so now I'm hearing like Jess Gordon and some other people saying like, there's rumors about them having a late January, early February event, and I'm gonna go with that. Just the fact that it adds up that they're talking about it. They mentioned something coming up, and so it just makes sense to me. They're
Hmm.
definitely gonna have something. So to kind of comment on what you just asked, Darky Balls over there.
Darky Balls. That's your new name. That's your new nickname. It is Darky Balls.
You asked him about, like, do you think they would delay something that's ready? And we had this conversation a couple weeks ago. If you remember, you told me no, you didn't think they would do that, and you'd be disappointed if they did. And I said, if they have enough shit coming down the pipeline, they're gonna start spacing some things out in order to fit other things in. You remember this conversation?
I do. I definitely do.
And now you're kind of agree with me. Now it seems like, so, like, if they have two games ready, I don't think they're gonna be like, okay, let's put Starfield and Avowed out. Avowed's probably too soon. Starfield and Redfall out, back to back like that. Like, because now they have to worry about Game Pass and keeping people subbed into it. So if they release Starfield, they're gonna wait a little while. So those people who like just got that 1 month sub, to play Starfield, they want to keep them in it. They want to get that next month out of it.
All right, but check this out, Pred. But check this out. All right, I hear you. But if say Starfield comes out and you said that 1 month, get to play it for 1 month, and at the end of that month, Forza Motorsport comes out, like within a couple days of your Game Pass subscription, ending or whatnot. You see what I'm saying? I think Game Pass creates a dynamic here that kind of it spits in the face of tradition. Like Microsoft doesn't have to think about, and I'm just taking from what Dark said before, competing with Final Fantasy 16 or anything like that, because with Game Pass, when their new games come out, people are going to go in and going to try them. There are a lot of subscribers already, and then you know if the game is good, the game is popping, the game catches kind of like the community's eye and stuff like that, then you're going to get new people coming in to subscribe to play that game as well. I think it's a different dynamic when it comes to Game Pass that kind of flips the tradition on its head.
Well, the goal isn't to keep you subscribed for 3 months. The goal is to keep you subscribed for 3 years.
Yeah.
Right? So if they space things out in conjunction with their releases. So let's say Starfield comes out in March, right? Um, Fuck it. We'll say Redfall. Redfall comes out in March. Starfield comes out in June. Like, if you sub just to get Redfall, by the time your subscription ends, it's the perfect time to release Starfield, because now you got to spend another $15 to play Starfield.
Mm.
So maybe throw some fluff in between there, like some DLC for something else, second party game in there. Maybe add something from a third party subscription in somewhere within one of those 2 months, those 3 months, and then be like, okay, now we're gonna release Starfield, and you're like, oh shit, my subscription ran out. Let me re up again to get Starfield. I'll play that for 3 months, and then they do rinse and repeat the same process over and over again. 3 months later, they might have, what's coming after that? Like they may have Forza ready, and they may say, "Fuck it, we'll delay it 2024." Sorry, but let's push it back and release it after Starfield comes out. And we've had enough time for people to play Starfield for 2 or 3 months, and then we'll be like, "Hey, guess what's coming out in 3 months?" Fucking Avowed, and you're like, "Fuck, my subscription ran out again." And I think in that mindset, that's how they maximize getting you to stay on, and you add in DLC, you add in, like, let's say you get fucking hooked on Starfield, right? You're playing it for 3 months, your subscription ends, and you're like, man, they got some new DLC coming out 3 months after, 3.5 months after, right? It's ready. And you're like, man, I love this game. You're either gonna buy it now, and you're gonna spend an extra 60, $70 for it now, or maybe be on sale.
Or you're gonna keep your sub.
Or you can keep your sub, you buy it, so you don't have to sub. And they're gonna get you either fucking way. They're gonna get that, because we talked about this before. I said most people buy 3 games a year. That 4th, 5th, and 6th game is what they're trying to get at. That money for that. That's all they're gonna do. That's how they get you. $60 for that game after you played it for fucking 3 months and paid for 2 subscriptions. That's an extra game. That's actually 2 games for them. You bought it twice. So when we talk about them moving and shifting release dates, even if the shit's ready, nah, man, hold on a minute, bro. We still got them. They're still stroking. Just hold on a second. Let's wait until like this dies down a little bit, and then we'll release the stuff. Because and when we talk about sports, they have the ability to do that now, because they can just say, hey, you know what? We're doing good numbers wise. Let's just wait a little bit and release it. Or they'll give you a release date. Hey, we're releasing this on March. And they're like, hey, they'll come back. We've seen companies do this for 3 weeks before it's supposed to release. Sony does it all the time. We're gonna release this 3 months, 3 weeks later. They give us a March date and they push it back to June. And it's basically to be like, hey, you know what? We see that all you people need to resub. We're not going to give you Starfield yet. We're going to push it back 3 weeks. We're going to make you resub, and we're going to get that extra $15 off of you. Or you're going to buy the game. One or the other. We're going to get you either fucking way. And that's a smart play. Financially, if we're being greedy, we're being petty, that's what I would do. They can sit there and they can say, hey, okay, we have 4,000 people throwing numbers. I'm throwing flat numbers out here now. I want people to think it's like 4,000 subs. But let's say we got 4,000 people here. Their sub ends on June 10th. But if we push Starfield to June 12th, they're gonna have to resub for Starfield. So let's try to push it back a couple of days, or a week or two, and get them to resub. And they're gonna make a decision. They're gonna buy the game outright, or they're gonna resub for another $15 and play it for 3 months.
I think that's a really interesting thing to look for moving forward. If you start seeing them kind of like pushing things back, like you said, like 3 weeks or something like that, because what are they going to do in 3 weeks when it comes to a development cycle? Not too fucking much. You know what I'm saying?
Or you know what they'll do? Hey, pre-order.
And you what? I'm sorry, you cut out. You cut out real quick. You do what early?
Pre-order, and you get to play you either get the game early, or you get what's it called, access to the beta. Right? Mm-hmm. So you play that beta, you're playing, or maybe you get it early, because you paid for it, you pre-ordered it now, you paid for it, and they're like, okay, we'll push it back, or what I'm saying, like they can adjust the date using the theory I'm thinking they're gonna do. They can adjust dates as needed based off of their subs. And that's something I've mentioned this before, and like nobody listens to me, y'all. Don't fucking listen to my shit. They adjust their pay based on their subscriptions and based on their data, and they can easily say, "Hey, we have the beta open right now," and they start seeing some, and they'll use the beta to use. Oh, there's some things we need to fix. We saw all these issues. They're going to push it back 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Because what they're really looking at is saying, hey, all right, we got these thousands of subs who are going to expire on this date. But if we push it to this date, we can maximize the subscriptions that we have. And then they'll throw that number out there. Oh, we had 40 million subs this month. You know, the Game Pass, throw that shit around there. And all they really did was release the game. At the time people didn't have subscriptions before. So like there's things working behind these scenes.
It's called playing the field, bro. It's called playing the field.
Analytics. They're looking at that shit, and we don't see it, but Pred does. I see this shit. I see what they're doing.
I could see that. Like them being like, oh, like you said, the subscription ends in June 10th or whatever. You know, maybe we'll push Starfield till June 12th. Whatever, you know, like I could see that.
That's some shady shit though, man. Like that is some shady shit though.
Look at it this way though. It's not really because you think about it, it makes people want to subscribe more, right? At the end, it's all about business. I mean,
they'll be like, "Yo, I should have never let it run out, man. So I'm just gonna keep it." Like,
right, exactly. So it is just it's just part of business. And
what happens? Let's say the game comes out at $70. What happens after about a month? What's the price? What's it drop down
to? Usually like 40.
Yeah. So if you play it for 15 and you buy it for 40, that's about the same price that you would have bought.
Exactly.
So it all balances out. And that's why it's such a good service. That's why it's making so much money because they know how to work it. They know the analytics of when
they know how to work it.
They know when they know that. I'm telling you, they're looking at all this data. They're looking at
that's something that Microsoft does do a lot. That's kind of why we don't have Upload Studio anymore and shit like that, because they look at data hard, bro.
Because you and I were the only ones that were fucking using that shit.
They killed my YouTube videos because like you love it or hate it, man. Fucking you Upload Studio. First off, it had the best voiceover. I didn't have to adjust anything audio wise or anything like that, and my voice came through loud and clear.
It had that, but the rest of it was kind of garbage.
I mean, if they kept up with the different themes and stuff, yeah.
I don't know if you saw the RG Viper came in.
Viper's here.
I think he's just sitting in the background, like he does. No.
The fuck is Viper doing here?
No, he's not even sitting in the background.
Viper, what the fuck are you doing here, Viper?
You've done that. You've done that before, mister.
I've tried to be respectful and let you guys speak.
No, this is set.
I know.
No. You know what you need to do? Next time you come in, you need to say, "Fuck you, bot. I'm cutting in."
Yeah, say that. Say that, Viper. See what happens, bro.
I'm not Sir X-Man. So.
Oh! Oh!
Shout out to our brother Sir X-Man, right?
Yo, for real. Sir X-Man, we got to get up on that golf game, man. I got to see if you got any skills.
You guys still playing that trash ass?
Dude, I'm killing that game, dude. I got 2 eagles. I got 2 eagles in a row, and I was flipping out, man. The putting in that game is so realistic that, dude, if you hit like a 15-foot putt, you feel like you accomplished something in that game. It's insane. But yo, Viper, how you doing, bro?
Doing all right. I'm actually trying to recover from the flu that I had over the week.
Oh, that flu. I had that. What was it last week? Yeah. No, the week before that, man, dude. I had 102 fever for like 4 days.
Let's be honest, Pot. You had syphilis. be honest.
Listen, man, that's the reason why I stopped banging your sister.
Oh shit!
That bitch gave me more than I can handle, man. I can't deal with syphilis. Uh
It's better than what Pred's mom gave.
Potatoes in here. My new cat Potato just decided he was gonna come in, fucking meow a couple times and walk away.
That's what you named your cat, Potato.
He's a potato. He's a straight potato, man.
It looks like a potato.
Well, he's a black cat. I don't know.
He's a black cat.
Yeah.
That's one potato then.
Yeah, that's what he's kind of fat. So he's got a potato shape. So any animals that I see with a potato shape, I call him Potato. So now he's mine and my son's potato is what he is.
So why didn't you call him Series S?
Because the Series S is not a potato, and I do not appreciate your Xbox slander, sir.
Hey, don't hate on RG Pepper if he's got better standards than you, bot. Come on now.
Listen, coming from the man who owned said potato at one point in time.
I still own it.
No, I'm talking about Dark.
I had it, but I gave it to my nephew because he wanted, to play on something.
Dark, are you a real gamer? Do you even have an Xbox right now?
I do have an Xbox. I just haven't used it. Actually, it's still in the box. I haven't even opened it.
Wow. Guys, Dark Optimus has an Xbox for sale in the box, not used.
It hasn't been used. That's true. But I'm planning on using it this year if they come out with games. If they come out with games,
Dude, they've had games all year. Like it'd be really bad. It'd be really bad for a console to literally.
High Life does not do it. I've seen so much gameplay of that. I did not laugh at one piece.
Dude, this shit is hilarious.
Oh my god, it's so fucking funny, dude.
No, it's not, dude. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. That's so fucking. It's such a dumb fucking.
I want to know when do I get into the movie theater?
You as like an Ewok.
That's it.
Streamed the game and he was falling out laughing on it. So
I don't know, man. I can't. No, it just every time I see something from that game, I just cannot.
Well, that probably means you don't like Rick and Morty then, right?
Yeah, I never got into it.
Well, then you're not gonna like that game. It's as simple as that, man. Like there's no game out there hold on. There's no game out there that is made for absolutely everybody. All right,
right.
You're gonna.
Yeah, you're right. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing that you guys are liking it. It's just not for me, right?
But then again, here's the thing. I didn't get into Rick and Morty, but I actually liked the game. I liked the humor of the game. So I mean, I didn't like Rick and Morty, but I liked High and Life.
Yeah, but I've seen a lot of humorous things that are supposed to be humorous, and I haven't laughed once at them at all.
The comedy shows, right? Yeah, because we was fucking rock right now.
I fucking hate you so much, Fred.
I ain't gonna lie, when I played High and Life, there's a point that I'm like, dude, shut up, you're talking too fucking much. Because that thing would not shut the gun.
Yeah, that's my problem.
That was
when it's
becoming. I'm like, I'm trying to do shit. You're still talking. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, when it's annoying like that, I can't do it. I'm sorry. I know.
Go into the options and change that.
Like when I shot the kid when I shot the kid in the beginning, he just kept talking about it. He was like, "Yeah, that's what we did. That yeah, you just did that. You shot a kid. Are you happy now? Are you happy? Like this what you did? you're."
And the sisters annoying.
Did you change it? It's still
like.
So basically, they diminish the amount of times that the guns and the NPCs stop talking. So if they talk a lot, then they cut it down. So if you're just standing around, he's just gonna start randomly talking. If you're if you're constantly sprinting, he's constantly talking to say, "Oh, you're running around all the time, huh? Are you in a hurry to get somewhere?" Basically, you'd go into the options, minimize how much they talk, and even if you're sprinting all the time, he's not gonna really jump in and say, "Oh, you're in a hurry, aren't you?" They're not gonna go and do all that stuff.
Well, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. It's called high. It's called high on life. So you got to get high before you play it, and then all the talking is just going to be absolutely hilarious, bro.
Dude, I'm always high, so it doesn't.
I'm always high, dude. I got my cartridge right here, bro. I got my cartridge right here.
Crispy, we can turn him down too. We have that on.
No, dude.
Turn down.
I've tried to turn down Crispy, and it doesn't work, man. He just keeps going. Like you know
what it is? You know what it is? It's because he likes gears.
You got to get the at the end of the day, and you got to get Realm in there. Like he's got to get those two things in there when he's talking.
End of the day.
End of the day. I thought actually no. That's more bots thing. At the end of the day,
I think Crispy stole that from me though, and now it's his.
You say it all the time. And it's fucking annoying, and it pisses me off sometimes when you say it.
At the end of the day, I did call your sister an Uber. Okay, so I did that for.
Why is it? Yeah, I do have
secure.
We're not gonna get.
Do you Dark? Do you think your sister's cute, Dark? Do you think your sister?
We both said it at the same fucking time.
Well, Viper.
I'm not sorry.
I'm gonna try. Chat. I'm gonna try to reel this in. I am. I really am right now. Yo, Viper. You jumped in when we were talking about the rumored Xbox conference. So I kind of feel like you want to chime in on that. Is that am I correct here?
Of course, I'll chime in on that.
All right, yo, give us our 2 cents, bro. What do you think? Is it gonna happen, man? What's popping?
So I think what's going to happen is the same way that Microsoft has usually done those Monday morning type Twitter bombs that they usually do out of the blue, or sometimes the Friday late drop stuff. What they're going to do is probably maybe 2 to 3 days before it happens, they'll probably say, "Oh, our showcase is going to occur on January 12th. Or it's gonna occur.
Say the 15th, January 15th. January 15th.
That's a Sunday.
That's my birthday, though.
It's gonna occur on the 16th. Yeah, I know it's your birthday, but they're not gonna do it on a Sunday. They'll do it. That's usually E3 that they do this stuff on a Sunday.
I mean, it would make sense. Everybody's home.
Yeah, it's true.
Makes sense, right?
Right, but everybody knows that Microsoft does their Sunday showcase on at E3. They don't do.
Does everybody know that? Do they?
Yeah, they do.
Except for haters like you, Dark. Except for fucking haters like you, Dark.
I'm just fucking with him. I haven't talked to Viper in a while.
Trust me, I know. But basically, it's usually in E3, Microsoft, Bethesda, and who's the other one? The funny ones at E3.
Devolver?
Anybody remember? Yes, Devolver. Those are usually the 3 that show up on Sunday for E3, and then everybody else follows afterwards. So Microsoft would normally do their show either on a Thursday, or they'll probably drop this stuff on a Monday. So it could be that January 12th, we might see something, January 16th, 19th, or maybe, around those time frames. So the 12th, the 16th, or the 19th. But the reason why, here we go. The reason why we're, I say those 3 days is due to the fact that
shit.
I
fucking A.
exactly.
What happened?
The Bagwise here. So
Yeah, don't feed him. Don't feed him.
all right. So I think Starfield is coming out February 3rd, 2020.
Nobody gives a
But anyway,
On that note, I'm gonna hit my cartridge now. All right, I'm tired of waiting.
I'm here.
But
Get
you thought
that
you were going to be monetized tonight? You're demonetized already.
And I am all that bubblegum, motherfucker.
Hold on, dude. I was demonetized when we were talking about people putting penises in their ears. Okay,
Yeah.
I was demonetized then.
You're demonetized.
from scary
Hey,
movies.
you're demonetized now. Nothing you can do about it now. You might as well go for the whole thing. Fuck it.
Well, you know what it is. It's a good thing. It's a good thing that I don't think about money being on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I just hit monetize on every live show and video.
You hadn't thought about money, your ass came in on Friday when I told you to, when nobody did a podcast. It was the perfect opportunity. It was, dude.
Yeah.
We love you. We love you. Even Predator was game for a show on Friday.
He wasn't begging. Okay. First off, he wasn't begging, and second of all, he wasn't begging. Okay, so
we love you, but we just
you on the other hand, Sir X-Man, were definitely begging. You just wanted to talk to an audience, is what was going on, Sir X-Man. You wanted to talk to.
That's why he came in here tonight. Because he just wanted to talk to an audience. Like he does all the time.
To you, because you're my friend.
Aw. Oh, Dark? All right, fuck you then. Anyway. Oh, I thought he said DARK.
Yeah, I thought we were friends too, but I guess not. So fuck you, sir.
Yeah. Oh shit.
And the
Yo, Pred, do you notice that everybody's just like trampling over everything that Viper was talking? Like Sir X-Man comes in.
You only said you want. Sorry.
Dude, are you using a tin can to communicate right now?
Yeah, are you?
Oh!
Yeah, for real. Jeez,
Guys, I gotta say, this is probably
sound like Bane from freaking Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
this has to be my favorite episode of the year. That's all I'm gonna say, guys. My favorite episode of the year.
I know, right? That's what I'm saying.
Were we saying Viper before you rudely interrupted?
I know,
this,
right?
This Neanderthal.
This is how we're gonna start it.
Nah, I just came here to say pretty much Happy New Year. That's something.
Happy New Year.
Put that in chat. Okay, you gotta put that in chat. Okay.
Oh!
Get the fuck out of here. Bye.
Oh shit! Sure. Yeah, that's the only Sir X-Man would be like, yo, I'm gonna come find you.
Can you leave first?
Yo, Pred.
Fuck the Cowboys. That's all I gotta say. Fuck the Cowboys.
I agree with that.
Why you gotta bring? He's like, why you gotta bring them into it? Like, what the fuck, man?
Hey, I just saying, I love you guys and support all you guys this year. That's all I wanted to say. I just had to come in. Love you.
We love you too.
You say it to us or to the chat? Like, you got?
I got one more thing to say. I'm doing golf on PC because it's cross-play with PC now.
Is it crossplay with PlayStation as well?
Who cares?
It's in cross-play.
Oh, because I'm gonna put a challenge out on Twitter. Any PlayStation dudes that want to see me in PGA, you come bring it. Come bring it.
Nobody want to see you in real life. You know, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That's why I don't use the face cam.
For Xbox, just picture a manlier Sinead O'Connor.
Oh.
I thought you were gonna say a cleaner Macaulay Culkin, like from today, but like
Does that mean
For you, For you, I would say more of a drug addict type of Macaulay Culkin.
Dude,
Like one that looked like he's
listen,
fucking strung
listen.
out.
I just want to let you know. That weed and weed oil is legal in Connecticut.
It's also legal here.
So yeah, when I'm not at work, I stay high. I stay high. Yeah.
I can get down with that. I'm saying
Yo, for real.
except at my job, I can actually get high. So
You know, we still didn't let Viper finish what he was saying, though. I'm just saying.
I'm sorry. I kept trying to get you back in, and people wouldn't shut the fuck up.
Viper. You see, out of the people on on this panel right here, you see who your boy is, right? Like I mentioned this like 4 times already. Just throwing it out there.
Yo, man, get off his nut.
I'm
Get off his nut.
in this Piper. You being his boy, it's.
I just want to let.
It's not worth the hassle of
I just want to let everybody on the panel know I knew Viper first. Okay, before all y'all.
But don't forget everybody else.
That's my homie right there. All right.
I know who my daddy is, and Fred.
Oh.
Did he just say he blew Viper first? Is that what he said? He blew?
Oh,
Okay.
Yo, Sir X-Man, when do you get home, man? We hitting the green. That's it. We're gonna do a round of 18, and I'm gonna whoop your ass,
Bring that shit.
I know.
dude. It sounds like an Xbox Live party right now, man. It really does.
This has gone so left that.
I'm trying to let Viper talk.
Okay, Viper, finish whatever you can remember what you're talking about.
All right, guys. I'm gonna
what I was.
All right, sir. Later.
So what I was
Fucking
saying
fed
was
him.
that
Seriously.
I don't know.
Dark, shut the fuck up.
When it comes
Dark.
to showcase, Microsoft will do it either on the 12th, the 16th, or maybe the 19th because they want to give enough time for Starfield to come out on February 3rd,
Ooh!
2020.
Oh. Whoo. Go ahead.
I've been hearing so many people say that March 23rd, 2023 is going to be Starfield. I kind of don't think that because that's a little bit too late. I think they want to put it early and make it the first game that pops up. Everybody's talking about it for the entire year. Then they're gonna probably release Forza in April, and we already know that May is going to be 2 games. We're gonna have Minecraft Legends, and we're gonna have Redfall. Then we're gonna do E3, and that's when they're gonna announce all the other ones. And I know that Hellblade will probably be in September.
Can you really count Minecraft Legends though? Because it's
Yes. Well, it's
still first party.
It is first party though.
People keep on saying, "Well, where's the first party?" It is still owned by Microsoft. It's first party. It doesn't matter if it's
Dude,
multiplayer or not,
I'm
because
interested. I'm interested in Legends, bro. I'm interested. I played Minecraft though. I play Minecraft. So, but I'm interested in
We'll
Legends.
see because Dungeons didn't do so well. So we'll see how Minecraft Legends.
No, that wasn't fun, man. I don't like dungeon crawlers though. Like I tried because it was Minecraft, but I don't like dungeon crawlers.
But in terms of in terms of first party, well, we already know that Call of Duty is going to be first party based on the FTC stuff and the CMA and the EU.
Don't jump the gun, man. Don't start claiming. Don't start claiming already, bro.
It's gonna close.
Let it work itself out,
they
man.
have to go to court. It's gonna close before they have to go to court, and then we know that Call of Duty will be first party, but it's still gonna be multi-plat. So, people are gonna say, "Oh, you can't count Call of Duty as first party." Yeah, you can.
Oh yeah, you
It's
can.
like Destiny is first party for some.
How with 14? Dude, man, it's funny when people say that. I'm like, yeah, well, they own Bungie now, but they had nothing to do with that game. Just like,
yeah,
well, just like,
exactly.
Well, I say the same. I say the same thing about Deathloop. I'll say the same thing about Ghostwire Tokyo as well. I think Psychonauts 2 is a little bit of a different story. They were under Microsoft longer, and they actually used Microsoft funds to put in boss battles in the game, and they used being a first party Microsoft studio to help the game and improve the game. So I don't put that in the same category as like Deathloop and shit. But that's just me.
Okay, well, I've got a better one for you then. If Sunset Overdrive 2 comes to PlayStation and then they decide to re-release Sunset Overdrive for PlayStation, is that a Sony first party, or is it
No,
still
it's
Microsoft?
not.
No, it is first party because they sold the rights to the game.
I wouldn't unless it was exclusive to PlayStation. I wouldn't consider it an exclusive.
It
Now,
would be
came-
exclusive.
but that's the thing. If it came to Xbox and PlayStation, it wouldn't be an exclusive.
That
at the
never
time.
happened.
I don't count any. I don't count. Well, yeah, I know. What I'm saying is that I don't count anything that's not exclusive to a platform as an exclusive, right?
No, you don't
first
count it
party,
as
yes.
it's first party, but it's a multi-plat. Is what
But
you're
it's
saying?
not exclusive, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, I never said anything about exclusivity. I just said, is it first party?
But damn it, Viper, you said Minecraft Legends, and that pissed Stark off, man. You don't do that. You don't do that.
No,
It's because
I'm being
I know where he was going, but a lot of people will consider that a
Exclusive.
to Xbox.
It's not
even though
exclusive.
it's not.
Yeah, no.
Microsoft doesn't deal in exclusives anymore, so that's not the conversation. The conversation is it first party? Everybody wants to complain about Microsoft not releasing first party games. Well, they did release two first
No,
party
people are
games.
complaining about
But exclusives.
Xbox not doing exclusives.
Yeah. It's just that majority of the time, exclusives are first party games, unless second party deal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay, so what's Pentiment?
That's an
A
exclusive.
game
because
I
it
will
did come out
never
on the day.
ever play. That's exactly what that game is.
Okay,
Did it
so
come out on
Pentiment-
PlayStation? No. Did it come out on Nintendo Switch? No. So then it's an exclusive.
But it's also on PC, so that's not exclusive.
But
No, it's exclusive. To me, that's exclusive. If it comes
but
out to
PC is an
console,
open source machine, therefore I don't compare it.
I don't
to
I don't
consoles.
really compare it to, exactly. I don't compare that to consoles.
It's a different
at all.
thing.
It's a different entity.
In my that's my opinion too, Dark. That's my opinion as well.
So it's God of War is exclusive since it came out on PC.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
no, no.
I'm sorry, Dark. I'm sorry, guys. You're right, and I got it wrong. It's console exclusive. My bad.
Okay, console exclusive, whatever.
We got it. Yeah, we got to use CE.
Gotta be specific.
Yes.
I'm the same energy as my homies.
Keep that same energy.
Before they start putting games on PC, that's what they used to do.
Yes.
Before
They
PlayStation
used
started
to-
putting games on PC, they used to do the same shit.
So I'm just
Well, I
keeping the
didn't do
same
that,
energy.
so I don't.
Holy shit.
No,
I
I'm not
didn't
even
do
saying
that.
it's you.
But
But-
Maybe exclusive.
Alo, why does everybody sound bad? What happened? Because I haven't changed anything.
I mean, it came in and it sounded like
Oh, okay.
talking over each other.
All right,
Yeah.
I got you. Yo, Alo, my bro. Let me know if it sounds better now, because that was your last message in the chat, and I want to make sure everything is okay. But yeah, guys, dude. On that note, man, unless Viper, you got more to share, because dude, I'm down with everything that you're pretty much saying in terms of the games that are coming out. You're one of the few people that agree with me about Starfield that I know of, unless you know of a group on Twitter or something like that. But I was, man, I'm thinking they're gonna drop heavy right in the beginning, just explode Starfield right there.
We're gonna just fucking explode the
only
road
reason
right away.
they are, because here's the thing: two games that should have been released in
Mm-hmm.
2022, they know how to put this out. So they're going to make sure that yes, they're going to keep within that 12-month time frame that they set up in Q3 last year, and those games will be front loaded onto the first half. So January through June, everything that they said was going to come out is going to come out. The only thing that I see a problem with is second and third party deals that will end up um, getting pushed to the side because of our first party outing in the first half. So
You know,
that's going to be.
I hear you, yo, Viper. I hear you on second party deals, but I don't think any of this affects Game Pass in terms of different multiplats, new games that are coming out that are multiplat and stuff like that. Also going into Game Pass day and date. I think that's going to keep up, throughout 2023 as well. I think they're really going to show off that with Game Pass you get both. You know what I'm saying?
In a way, yes and no, because you're going to hear more third party and second party people say that, hey, our games were overshadowed because Microsoft started dropping their first party games.
See,
so yes, people do have access to those games at the same time, but I feel like the fact that everybody's looking at Microsoft for their first party, a lot of their first party is going to start overshadowing other games. So Atomic Heart, Lies of P, what other ones coming straight to Game Pass?
Dude, I'm gonna stop you right there. I'm gonna disagree with you. You know why I'm gonna disagree with you? Because of the compensation that Xbox gives developers when they go into Game Pass, especially day and date, and their compensation or whatever monetary, whatever cash is flowing or whatnot is always specific to that developer for that game. So it's what they need. They work out the deals like that. So I feel like it's not, it might get overshadowed a little bit in terms of maybe mainstream and maybe media talking about games that are going on Game Pass. Because if you have Starfield over here and you Lies of P or whatnot, you're going to get a quick couple words of Lies of P. But if Starfield is everything that they say it is, you're going to get a bunch of stuff about that. I can see overshadowing there, but I think in trying it out, word of mouth and stuff like that, you look at games like Vampire Survivors, like games that like normally people wouldn't even talk about, but they tried it on Game Pass and all of a sudden like they're going nuts. And I know the game's was on PC first as well, and it got a following over there as well. But I just don't. I feel again, like I said earlier in the show, when it comes to Game Pass, that is an element in this whole equation. A lot of the equations that we talk about within gaming, that it just tosses the tradition on its head, and it's nothing we've ever had to like put together with talking about video games, a subscription service that does what Game Pass does, and I just feel it changes things, man.
If Starfield is as big as they say it's going to be, then there's going to be a lot of people talking about it, and they're going to kind of put the other games on the back burner. So, first party games, if they're huge, like Microsoft is saying that they're going to be huge, and like everybody is expecting it to be huge, a lot of these second and third party games that are coming straight to Game Pass may get overshadowed by that.
You said May. All right, I'll give you May. You May.
It may not. It won't be the compensation, because compensation is different than than the public mind. So it's not the compensation at all. It's more of what are people going to be talking about. And yes, maybe on PlayStation, like other games that are Game Pass games, but they're on PlayStation. Yes, people will be talking about it over there because they probably won't have anything but Spider-Man. So, you'll
Oh,
have
they'll have more than
people
Spider-Man.
talking.
There's going to be
Well,
more
yeah,
than Spider-Man besides PlayStation VR coming out this
you'll
year.
have spoken in Final Fantasy 16,
I
but that's not.
hate that name for Spoken. I hate the title of that game. I really do. It
Well,
sounds so bad.
well, I can give you a little clarity on Forspoken. It's kind of trash. So
Oh shit!
because
Well,
that demo
explain the demo.
the demo wasn't very good.
Dark. But if I go into our history, if you don't like it, that means there's a chance I might. That's that's weird.
Usually you like stuff that I don't like. Huh?
Usually we come together on Halo though, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters. We did it. Well, we did at one time. The multiplayer is fire, yo. It's not the best, but yo, guys, we're going all over the place.
The campaign was good. The multiplayer was trash.
That's another topic for another time, man. I can't, dude. I so want to get into that right now, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna hold it in. I'm gonna hold it in. Yo, guys, it's yeah. No, for real. It's been an awesome show. I got to give a huge shout out to the chat. For everybody that hangs out with us, I definitely appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for all the support. But you know what time it is. Like 40-old with a comb over. It is time to get those plugs in. I'm gonna start with the guys or the guy now. Sir X-Man left, but Viper is here. Viper came through. Shared some of your knowledge with the panel. I definitely appreciate that, man. Dude, this is your next podcast outro, man. What do you want to let them know about where you are, where they can go and talk games with you, all that good stuff?
Well, I'm actually on Xbox at RG Viper X. I'm on Steam because I am part of the PC Master Race now. And I'm also on Twitter as RG Viper X, but I rarely use that cesspool, so I'll just probably be
I love
looking at
Twitter.
stuff, probably liking some of oh god, I just now lost his name. The guy who's always putting in crazy memes and yeah.
Bill Cosby.
Yes, thank you, Wilmy Hood. Good God, he makes
Wow,
me
I
laugh
said
every
I said
single
Bill I said Bill Cosby.
He's innocent. Anyway.
Oh, just like Woody Allen. Just like Woody Allen.
I'm in R. Kelly.
R. Kelly had to relieve himself.
Oh.
Oh.
Anyway, so yeah, just Twitter, Xbox, Steam, and yeah, that's it. I probably will be on GRG next week with K Mega
Who?
when he comes back.
Who?
You know who?
Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know if he's gonna come back that soon, man. He's rocking a strong 5 now. All right, and he might want to hang with the woman for a while. I don't know. He paid for a strong 5. Just want to let you know that.
He might be back on next week. I don't know.
Pred, that was for you, Pred. I hope you're proud. I hope I did good. All right, cool. Anything else, Viper?
Happy New Year. Hope everybody had a good holiday, even though it's a pagan holiday. But
even New Year?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a pagan calendar, so it would be a pagan holiday. You are correct, sir.
Yeah, I know my history. Come on now.
Mm-hmm. All right, brother. Well, it was good having you on, man. It was a lot of fun. Let's get to these other knuckleheads here. So let's go to the angry otter himself. With you guys might not know it, but I think you should do this every once in a while, just out of the blue. I will tag Dark Optimus on Twitter with a random otter gif. Usually an angry one, like screaming or something like that. But you should definitely do that. So Dark, within all this, you gotta let them know where you are on Twitter, man.
You guys can find me at Knoxximus on Twitter and Xbox and PlayStation. Same name. Yeah, every time you send me one, Jesus.
It'd be out of the blue. It could be like at like 5:30 in the morning too.
Yeah, it's usually some random time.
Yep.
And I'm just like, geez, bot. Do you ever get any sleep?
No, I work 12-hour shifts, bro. I'm up at crazy hours. But yo, Dark, it was a lot of fun, man. Dude, you gotta come on more if you can.
Yeah, I'll be on. I'll probably be on GRG next week. So if you guys wanna check me out there.
That's not. See, I was talking about next podcast, man. Okay, so now you're just name dropping GRG. I got you.
I'm just saying GRG's better.
Oh, I'm gonna pull up Discord and mute this fool. Yeah.
See, I didn't want to do such slander, but
See, Pred, you notice it's the people you notice what people say after their outros, right? You notice that, man? They get their time to talk about where they are, where people can go and talk to them and stuff, and then all of a sudden it's like, fuck you, bot. I got you, man.
You gotta make their outros good to get it.
Yo, for real. Yo.
That would cut them off. They start talking shit.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yo, I'll change your status on Discord. It'll kick them right out. Yeah. Nah, but Pred, what do you got for the people for your outro, bro?
Nothing, man. I'm buying a house tomorrow. New year, new bitches.
So you're saying me and my son have a place to move to? I got you, man. We're on our way.
Okay. You want to be a bitch? Sure, come on, dude.
You want to be a what? What happened?
I said new year, new bitches. You like, so me and my son come over?
Well, I'm not gonna leave.
You're one of these bitches.
Wow. No. We were gonna live our best life and
Yeah. Good luck with that.
and help out, yo.
So we're actually excited about that. But hopefully my internet works for next show because I don't know when that shit's getting turned on. If I do it from my laptop. Yeah, man. Hopefully Kid Megan comes back next week so we can use the soundboard, play some smooth jazz for you guys.
He's a big fan of that smooth jazz, people.
See y'all next week.
All right, man. Hey,
Where's my OnlyFans link? Come on now.
what? Well, oh.
www.crapgamer.com.
Oh! Shout out to my homie Crap, yo. Guys.
Someone asked me the link. I say onlyfans.com/crapgamer.
Yeah, that's going to be the answer from now on.
That's my answer every time.
Wow. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We are here every Thursday. That's right. I know past recent history, it hasn't been that way, but we are here every Thursday, 8 p.m., which of course is prime time. Shout out to Crispy on them pagan holidays. Yo, we will see you guys next week for the next podcast. Have a great night, everybody.
Pagan podcast.
Wow. I had
in the air, pure gasoline. I see the news, see what you read. Change gotta come, put that on me and watch me educate. Yeah, we been could've started, but it's never late. Do it for my kids, yeah, let's set it straight. Do it for your kids, gotta set it straight. It's time to regulate. We need change now. We need solar, we need EV in the game now. Make it changes so the earth we know can stay around.